and all the social media handles. Yatrasi and sorry so kopim say eye premo betwa yebe sorry eye jumedie so eye jumedie atunidin final whistle jumedie na yede ebrem na sene munim no empempi owura kwabena jemfi say jo laka ene trem yede jumedie bre badanai me trem ede ama owura kwabena jemfi na yede eye final whistle jumedie no ede abremo ewo eye afidi kasie so na sene munim no jumedie ne nemo na edi enra ensema hodoa a mubisa ya yentimi enya no ena ebebo moden na yede humuaye ede abramo ewo dwumadie su na yebewuram ewo amonane nsem na games ahodoa eba so yede honsem ede abrao obeka ya nra na beto dwana ne tie ene say the legend, the superstar, the maestro for Manchester City, the citizens, Kevin De Bruyne. Say or season bana we ya oni City aton kwanta apai. Eden na City dream ho so mo beye ede amano we pa chow ye de hon komo ebebrew e dwumadie eso. Thomas Muller, another legend of the game for the Bavarians, the Hollywood Stars, Bayern Munich. Ononso season so bana we ya another superstar is also leaving the Bavarians. Thomas Muller, who something saying what Germany did bad news for Bayern Munich, and it's a Jamal Musiala. Champions League matches so will be Tony at the details Abraham. Some interesting matches coming up. Everton versus Arsenal. Now the and it's Chelsea betwa Brentford now Manchester Derby no basso den 3:30. Our Old Trafford. Manchester United versus Manchester City. Uko PMU Omaye from Spain. So are some interesting fixtures coming up. The tier NSA Real Madrid up against Valencia. Ibrebe Chamana Valencia Valencia and match we crew for Nieni. Barcelona and so Betis Sevilla. Real Betis at the Bepim so China and Sevilla and ATL and Atletico Madrid. EDBCC and Ewohom. Uko PMU Italy International and so betwa Parma na fe AC Milan or Giuseppe Meazza Stadium 6:45 today up against Fiorentina. Another interesting fixture. Other details baba the tennis obefia Ghana Premier League matches so guswa air koso den na the tieni some interesting fixtures coming up. Adriana will be at home or Osia Diego Ajimambedu the stadium na Omni Visions FC at the CNE on Bechem United and 3 points or more yet, but in Suatreman or Chadinia de and Capapayan is in Yemuye. In Suatreman and Timimo in Tibichem, Omunya Moya Crown or more 3 points. Dada Elhon Dreams FC will be up against Bibiani Gold Stars. Heart of Lions and Susobetenefi now ni Kumase Asante Kotoko and they are pimpim. So this is a top fixture. Wakando Heart of Lions ni Kotokushia unim say ya ne crew for enieni. Yebe send ya hunsen besiako. Another tough encounter. House of Oak at home to a mediema. Ubeka mediema. Etrefiema has kosheno. 2-0 first leg in Sembebri in a PP free mu edibaye. Media my concran, obetu akofa points, ebe honsem. Holy Stars up home, omuso betrenfie, na omni brekum Chelsea, edi CN na fe Dr. Century Stadium. Ewo a boy, a hot na Samates, omni Accra Lions, edi besi CN na fe Young Apostles, eja ne wotumi, eja ne wotumi, omu any Legon cities. NADBCC of course and some brain soon wofia ebenya brani age adaje na yetimi pensin semenu wa wuti ene na di dwumade no ne senti ubetimi do messages no e de afa 0551 599 933 0551 599 933 na onso watumi do adwen kire de aba but Professor Hudu Awal Mohammed baba betrase na ubeka ye nche kra na say Ivory Coast and Côte d'Ivoire omo coach I friend Emirates Fai okopie mu of France mamu na oni PSG akwada wayi ne ho den desire do ekodi nkomo sa brantie ne mebon fama Côte d'Ivoire Nkomodie ne kopie mu sen awal ene ede hunsem ebebre na ya hwesene hunsem city e wonum ma remfi se eye under 17 tournament no eno nso guso a ekoso den na yebe wura mu America mamu na ye the basketball LA Lakers versus Golden LA Lakers, sorry, Omni Golden State Warriors. They are in the news again. I will do justice to all that. Send Eddie Cardia to Ghanian, no need you made in Timon Coswana, Monfa, Madrin Cheno, Emra Bripem, ye baby have my true phone at all, no Adrin Cheno, Odiaba, Jumedi's meeting, and Frank, Osu, and Sabet, my friend say Franco, Minamitram, Hedi, Jumedian, Hochame, Ediama Ebusia for Tony Montana. Oh, Jana Dum, or the Ache, BBI fine. BBI fine, BBI fine, BBI fine. And a yo ho, and the name of Bruta. Bruta. Many jokers are now, or Michael say, a yina say, a whole Michael say, a yina say, unse Michael and then former Asante Kotoko player, Michael say, Shize, former coach. New Dubiase, former coach Asante Kotoko, former coach Bibiani Gold Stars.
Star Madrid.
Michael say goes home today. Inti ehonsem ewo Sansuna Kwali lawyer Adumakunyako is also going home today. And Achi Nimame and so Eko home. Penukrabrenia ye no ende ye ko ahwewam so ni mahwewam kakra at least minim say free farmer take your country now kokwam chem krom uduru poku krom a kronin kwantia oni fanso no branch ho ne nyina na ne ye koba dem na ye maame no ya pe no krabre na afi ye sisi na chi kama kwam miki e wo ho dada enti se ne nim ne bia na ode ho nsem kakra nso e de abre nida ko and so mama de no so say weekend nti nsem ne de e bebre but ye beti che mu ne a try de kakra ye betuma ye no na yaye minim se bia wonim osibisa yes omo group no panyi ba ko pa no oda no Teddy osei
Teddy
yes
and no say Dribbling Dribbling ko ye na sense bi ho a or the two jazz
and run a tribute night or as you more.
Okay.
Omudi moon by Chirapatre until so see Bisansu you come see mapa. They brought it all the way from things are brought and almost until weekend they will say room.
Chapatre so on some Mactonto so free mono.
Chapatre Mactonto.
Yeah.
I see.
I want on Bessie.
I see.
And I tell him to Chapatre.
Teddy so
Chapatre. So Chapatre.
Oh, I see.
I'm a bomilla.
Ubomela.
Yeah, Chapatre. In Chapatre Chrono. You want to stars BP and I'm say, wow.
Oh, you're one cow by. That's a issue from area who Paluta.
I can. Kim Paluta can watunsu.
Utara Kajagumi and
CP doctor. And a Saturday, Yemen till 4 and I have 4 quabalion too far. Now Yemen summer ACC on court for a close. So you best say at the free Saudi Pro League in the moon. And now Dabino ever so Emma Al Nassr led by Captain Cristiano Ronaldo. And now already by example Al Nassr Al Hilal and a new by 3 goes to 1. Our Saudi a Pro League, you know, into all the 4 goals a PFC match now here our Kessben television. So and now Ronaldo ball brace into increasing Italiano and they call 932 goals. Oh Chelsea, the dream said I bet 1,000 goals before say or bet return and second and third goal no Ronaldo and a share Emma Al Nassr 21st or 19 more second Emma Al Nassr and our Kessben television. So at age 40 and Ronaldo and a far man of the match Oko Saudi a Pro League now and a top scorer already goal king no na ohe table na enra we no Emma Al Nassr ababeda teda a close gap na league na be den pass betimi agi because Al Ittihad edikan 61 points Al Hilal at a second 57 points Emma Al Nassr a close gap no about 54 points inti league no eguso cost na mum enra double no Al Nassr and edim kunim sense Ronaldo join Al Nassr no 70 goals and one shed Ediamomo from January 2023 ebesi enra obo match eshe 2 goals Ronaldo said aya Jumaden and oye and o take good care on the body nim enra o she 2 goals name de ho hia club no Al Nassr omunya the 3 maximum points or saying omo fight for the Saudi Pro League ebe den there now so omo be your best as and when match in the bebano now on my pay on 3 maximum points now for feature no decided so meje ana omo entimi enje na Asia Champions League no Ronaldo GD pass omo so giro mo ho a omo ebetimi agenti 0 and after the brace ni sama or the etudra no na Ro Ferdinand Man United omo great on Ronaldo about United pen enra time a penalty ni buy no na real or he or papa bi mu na okasa Ronaldo on me say that the ball beto net ampa Ronaldo shamomientie and sama Ferdinand after say teammate 0 penalty.
Here he goes, Cristiano. He doesn't miss. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?
About the former teammate Cristiano Ronaldo Enra Anasa Ewini and I'm say dabinti na enijeno abro so Anasa players no e park no so we dressing room omo coffee mpo enije no na abro so John Duran e the Anasa flag no etu ya park no so say e ba no chrome ho a omo na eye king mommy enhwe how Anasa players no e celebrate omo win e wo derby ni mo. No and I almost celebrate derby win no nti enra e park no so dressing room park nechi even omo coffee mpo na eni jene ginam kiti panti Saudi league no and so akono ye papa yanko Munich so you too bad before say omebo omo Champions League game no enra omo bonus league omo we need there na so eba with the cost Jamal Musiala akakopra enra onimpo na equalizer no na so match no one man we and polu hamstring there not just say okay can call between 2 and 3 weeks say ne omo assess na enya was Champions League no obemesi game omo any Inter Milan ebebo after the game Vincent Company coach Emma Bayern Munich okasaye yebeten say Vincent Company attitude dra or say e ka dwene ye papa say enra omo win ye nanso omo darling boy ono nso pra name players aka no obia obenya collab obegina na name anya opportunity bia no ebe make good use into prana de omo ye ho hwe a enyemu mente Vincent Company.
The downer Jamal's injury. You must be thinking, what's happening with this curse right now of Deo out, Alfonso out, and now Jamal looking very uncomfortable when he's walking through here?
I think we're trying not to. I mean, you call it a curse. I don't. We've put ourselves in a position now where we've got everything to play for. So the squad has done it, and you have to find solutions. You can't solve it the same way. That's the truth. But we've always had tremendous trust in the squad this season, and we will continue to do that. And like I said, not too much feeling sorry for ourselves, just making sure that we're ready to perform again next game.
Vincent Company coach Emma the Bavarians Bayern Munich no say injina ha dwere de no so ogene squad ni di de obegina Jamal Musiala na mu bia no ebe ye adwuma no kama eno Harry Kane ono so pick knock ono so kopra kakra na so finish game no ono de no enhye na nye serious ono so kasai ne knock no ene Jamal Musiala absence e wo Champions League against Inter no ne nya no Harry Kane e bone tofa.
What's going on there, Harry? That doesn't look too good. Actually,
under the defender on that tackle on the sending off. So it's just a little roll, but he'll be fine by Tuesday. The disappointing one's obviously Jamal. It looks like he's done something to his hamstring. We'll have to go away. He'll have to scan it and see how bad it is. Hopefully it's not terrible, but it didn't look good for him. So it's been a tough couple of weeks for us with injuries, some important players, but we spoke about needing the squad, and we need it more than ever now.
Hurricane on the and say and serious by Tuesday the Hobertono now or future name Jamal Musiala Diano and a major concern. Yeah, that's what Bayern Munich fan sources say after 25 years Thomas Muller Bayern Munich confirm say at the end of the season Oma Warrior Negu Omo N2 Asubinti Enra and Adino Ebe official Omo at the statement about thing and then say after 25 years 2 parties no Omo retire now MLS clubs in America Peno, Saudi Arabia and other clubs you honoma or may you muti somunya aya Thomas Muller or more and so Muller nankasa at the statement babontin say or Bayern Munich forces say am spending 25 years together na 25 years no an incredible journey unique experience and when you great encounters any unforgettable titles no timi achieve Thomas Muller both and on off the field, very influential, very influential. Our Bayern common and so as well, yeah. And Muller, some of the goals, no, and our Kessben television. So, Yanko Leverkusen as well, yeah. Now, and then I better just say, flying vet. What you mean? I'm a key injury. Tenity weekend way. I have available for Bayern Leverkusen gamer. And so, but Zabi Alonso GD pass. Obey the next coach Eddie Ama Real Madrid and commanded with the pine. See the moment. But say Carlo Ancelotti or free Madrid no or no any very confident say about the reason or no any next manager or befa Real Madrid among a coaching mantle no Matt Hummels Enra now on also confirm say at the end of the season no on also ever retire currently about Emma AS Roma former player Emma Borussia Dortmund Enra the statement no and the betu just say or calling the quits at the end of the season no on and so called retirement. Luis Enrique a PSG manager and next PSG enya drum power league no omo age na what me say almost starting from day one club bien what me share PSG na manager Luis Enrique said sa record numpo na adwene nyanko ho nemo say no crapa and we pay much attention say omo elusu game into season on e ba na wie ye omo e Champions League game e koba sa also manage squad no na so say ampani ampa omo starting league omo lusu de na omo lusu e be record there ene obepe much attention say record on omo enso ebetimi aye na onum say Gavi Barca player no Luis Enrique wakache PSG say wo Philip boy ni brutality omo try say sama omo kofa Gavi emra na omegina PSG omo enso enfifi enra and a French Ligue 1 confirm say omo at the new award about 4 at the end of the season about so but there omo de my players no omo eyi goal kino ma bonabaso na omo yi best player best coach best defender best midfielder best attacker na omo amoma was sesen omo the best dribbler and about no omo de Eden Hazard dim and so atoso enti Eden Hazard award no oko France the best dribbler at the end of the season no and I saw no omo so introduce you na eno LFP no confirm say ampa sabos body no currently our statistics now Nigeria ni Moses Simon and Elidia 56 successful dribbles and Moses Simon so far when you all French Ligue 1 into to sad yeah and Eden Hazard awarded the best dribbler of France no Moses Simon and an insan and so ebetimi akan young commander that so yeah enra ebeto just said Andrew Lonin onye fit so betimi undergo ama Madrid ne omone Valencia na so enra Madrid omo last training grounds omo last training session of course so your training grounds so na mo we Kessben television no Andrew Lonin and a train there's a possibility say and against Valencia ono ebetimi ada na fe Wednesday Courtois ababe fan number 1 against Arsenal in the Champions League Andrew Lonin and a training no yebisa Antonio Rudiger say between Jude Bellingham and Jamal Musiala why and ade or say or call for Jude Bellingham between Jude and Rodri why and better Antonio Rudiger say or call Eddie Ama Jude Bellingham way any question yebisa Rudiger or no enso answer yebisa say match ben plan about Madrid eyi ni pie or say Madrid against Man City hey sa game no ɛna ɔkɔmake ɛyɛ Ellen Haaland na the UOC Tata Haaland wama Haaland enya habampo anti angwe no saa game no ɛna stampo no starting lineup no stamping authority ɛwɔ the defense of Madrid free hɔ no ebesi ne on bench just say bia coach no rotate na fe Rudiger so akɔ bench kakro into some match eyi ni pie o Madrid no ɛyɛ Man City against Madrid. Surprisingly return leg no Carlo Ancelotti started Elder Militao ahead of Antonio Rudiger. South season Man City Madrid for and so Efremu na UEFA and the verdict by players almost celebrate here against Real Madrid. Atletico Madrid and Madrid game a call zone and a celebration once and seminal. When we say and verdict no omo ede Rudiger no oka say omo be twa Atletico Madrid omo ku omo ye be twa with two omakasa mo stadium be qualified. Sadia koye omo unsuspended name omo afine no enti 40,000 euros and omo fine Rudiger. Mbappe so koso ne Birmingham omo afine 30,000 euros and Dani Ceballos onumpo one more match ni bio name ewa tana ni mo ono so celebrate na no den po ono so enya 20,000 euros name Vinicius Junior there wafa ne ho adi son UEFA for amfa asotwe bia amfa amano na Madrid say sika na there ano den enti obeya appeal against verdict and UEFA e de baye nanso Antonio Rudiger and Mbappe say both players no omo repeat sa celebration ni biemu dia and UEFA for say omo betwe omo so next enye fine nebum ebeye eye suspension. Carlo Ancelotti confirm say ne Madrid against Valencia Arda Güler and Hendrik stand a chance say some match we omo enso ebetimi abo yanko Barca so ye Marc-Andre ter Stegen could pray season starting here now and ma ehun ko hia say omo be calling a goalkeeper Shazino from retirement na wababe Barca na metu no so buy no wabetu Inaki Penya ama Penya babe Barca mom na metu ma Shaz na babe number 1 Marc-Andre ter Stegen wa target season no crunch moment tough matches na ye kokɔ no Champions League final and La Liga final moments no I very sure say ebedu ho no na ne ho ato no obade goal post mu e de ama Barca omo e club no and then you Barca and Real Betis ana ebo Manuel Pellegrini say currently Barcelona and the best team in the world just say omo e making omo ho more effort just omo ye extra work and san and nyumre omo atimi akɔkɔ havoc ewo Montjuic Barca able home Betis for no every points no omo san and so ebetimi aka ye call Italia Bologna omo coach Vincenzo Italiano and omo you know a year Serie A coach of the month for match now over or the Atlanta for no the Bologna enya 12 points now omo eshe Cagliari 2-1 omo share Hellas Verona a year 2-1 and almost share Lazio 5-0 no more share Venezia 1 84 games omunya the 12 points maximum no munya 4 wins and hwanko he as a coach Vincenzo Italiano ebefa coach of the month omunya ni player of the month no now coach of the month there omo ayi Tijani Reinders ahead of AC Milan and Fiorentina Serie A clash no boy no so we pick up injury enti or doubtful for game AC Milan and Fiorentina omo enso airball Roberto Di Zerbi or say no Caribbean able to more linking is or free Olympic Marseille na wabe coach ama AC Milan Roberto Di Zerbi no Caribbean and so enim yet ansem na yemu yaso because in kontompo sampa and Kevin De Bruyne at this statement by say season when dia or free Man City onya retire now so or free Man City Football Club no statement no and over our Kessben television so now and then Man City Junior who say Etihad Stadium no omo ebeye Kevin De Bruyne statue na omo e the stadium nani because oye omo legend kese power bomb ama Premier League titles ahodo cup matches titles ahodo Champions League mpo wodo magibinti KDB Man City ebe the statue wa bra no and so every club no mako at the end of the season na Pep Guardiola Man City boss no akasa e dey phone say e sad say about this Kevin De Bruyne or announcing departure from Man City at the end of the season. Pep Guardiola ekasai
sad day, a happy day for the fact that the pleasure personally that we live, or I live this time with him. What he give us, all of us, his humanity, and of course, don't necessarily tell his influence in our success in the last decade. That will be impossible, imagine, like, without him. And a sad day, because of course it's part of us, he's living. So when Vincent left, or Sergio left, or David Silva left, and these players like have been contribution.
Akoya Fade, Kevin De Bruyne, and at the end of the season, on also echo a sad, say, all receive sad news. No, Ruben Amorim, a Man City, rival, Man United, coach. Now, or say De Bruyne, or excellent player, name or boy, Emma the wrong club in the city of Manchester. Now, I saying Cowboy, Emma United, because or a better player. Moment Ruben Amorim.
We love this venue. We are always appreciative.
For Kevin De Bruyne at the end of the season, fair or free city, no. I say over Manchester club, I say KDB Ebo United, name of boy, Emma the wrong club in the city of Manchester. Now, you better also I from my Inter Milan. I say I'm for KDB. At the end of the season, because I say virtual or a free city as a free agent, they are Inter Milan. I should interest say Omunya Kevin De Bruyne, Omo Enso Epe, Alejandro Garnacho. I hint to say at the end of the season, on also be free Man United because ni fear ni mansion all turn a man call for every meaning to say what on mansion dear any Man United team next season when you part na board there to finish on £3.85 million and Alejandro Garnacho in mansion on Enso Ayrton Bruno Fernandes and right betu just say wafa Premier League player of the month match. Na coach of the month Ekoye Emma Nuno Espirito Santo, goal of the month Ekoye Emma Jean Michel, and our save of the month David Raya, Arsenal goalkeeper no first save of the month United MSC Airport na Manchester derby no na Kobe Menu and Watono or a part of Man United team na ochina in the derby ono enso ebetim a future den na United say Victor Osimhen omani abre pau omo priority omo signings no number 1 Osimhen ono na oma pencil down say season men we ya omo kwakofa no Chelsea so epe Liam Delap our born edema Ipswich Town enti akoda no age on his side or strike and 9 goal post mu Chelsea so epe bia omo project no longevity omo panti Delap and Chelsea for and so targeting no Aston Villa any Liverpool bia enya other goaler omo epe enti other goaler onya ball no more sa enti ama Aston Villa in the Premier League no omo epe no na Liverpool so yeti say omo nya other goaler omo enso epe after Trent Alexander-Arnold marry for enya capture na wie no omo concentration a center back omo for Trent as a free player. Next a center back Madrid say omobenya akwada ono nso betimi abegyina chire ho ade amom eberechi eze na Arsenal and Liverpool nso ade abon ni pass Crystal Palace darling boy na nso nya call up England national team no eberechi eze Liverpool Arsenal omon enso ashu massive interest e mu yanko league matches no na say Franco Doctor enso enso mu yanko the Premier League no ene about 11:30 Everton ebe hosti Arsenal Crystal Palace about 2 p.m. Omo ene Brighton ebo Ipswich ebe welcome on Wolverhampton Wanderers West Ham Everton sa ede afre Bournemouth na afi Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest about EPL fixtures weekend wey eba so ochina Sunday Brentford ene Chelsea ebe bo Fulham ebe bo Liverpool Tottenham Hotspur ene Southampton ebe shia na Manchester United ene Man City match no aba so na me adum ochina 3:30 on Monday Leicester City ene Newcastle and Airport over league table now Liverpool edikan 73 points Arsenal at a second 61 points Nottingham Forest at a third 57 Chelsea at a fourth 52 points Man City at a fifth 51 points now Man United almost at a year 13th almost 37 points United about 30 matches almost win 10 almost draw 7 and almost Elusu 13 Etuon Eswich at the 18th 19th Leicester and Southampton etwa Golden Boot no go Kenon Mo Salah and A-Lady was 27 goals. Ellen Haaland 21 goals. Alexander Isak Newcastle and so I share 20 goals. Yanko Spain and La Liga Espanyol etwa Rayo Ekoshomo by any Deportivo Alaves ebebo some match na 2:15 Real Madrid Bernabeu omo any Valencia ebehia na ebo 4:30 Mallorca any Celta Vigo match no abaso ebo 7 and Barcelona any Real Betis match no ebo Montjuic ochina Sunday Las Palmas and Sociedad Sevilla between Atletico Madrid na fe Valladolid and Getafe abo Villarreal ebe welcome Bilbao on Monday Ghanaian and Osasuna Oko table no so Barca dikan 66 points Real Madrid at second 63 points Atletico Madrid at third almost 57 Bilbao at fourth 53 points now Oko eto na the other 18th Leganes 19th Las Palmas and Valladolid etwa almost 16 points Pichichi Gokeno Lewandowski and A-Lady was share 25 goals Mbappe Madrid and so I share 22 goals Budeme Ebo Sasuna we register 15 goals our Spanish Premier Liga no na Irem Italian Serie A and game and bar so Genoa Esha Kabakwa Hidenis omon prayer omo entimi antisakan and ebowana Monza and Komu Ebebo Nafe Parma and Inter Milan at their face so 6:45 AC Milan and Fiorentina and Ebo Ochina Sunday Lecce and Venezia Ebo Empoli Chen Cagliari Torino and Verona Atlanta Ebesha Lazio na Ochina Numere 6:45 Roma and Juventus abo on Monday Bologna Ebetwa Napoli omo club no Inter Milan edikan 67 points Napoli at a second 64 points Atlanta at a third Bologna at a fourth Juve at a fifth Emma Roma omo at a sixth OC our table so AC Milan at the 9th on the table relegation zone Empoli at the 18th Venezia 19th Monza and the Chatua almost 15 points Nakapo Cananieri no Matteo Ritegi Atlanta was share 22 goals Moiskin Fiorentina Ashe 16 goals Yenko German Bundesliga Enra Bayern Munich etwa Augsburg shown by 3-1 from behind Bayern Munich conceded first Nelson Amobeteka 3-1 and IB Leipzig and Hoffenheim airborne Heidenheim Trent Leverkusen Freiburg Borussia Dortmund Mainz and Holstein Kiel Bochum Trent Stuttgart Werder Bremen and Frankfurt na St. Pauli and Mönchengladbach Union Berlin and Wolfsburg match so ayochina Bayern Munich edikan 68 points Leverkusen at the second 59 points Frankfurt at the third 48 points Dortmund at the 10th our German league no the other relegation zone 16th Heidenheim 17th Bochum and Holstein Kiel etwa all 17 points Gokeno Harry Kane Bayern Munich was 23 goals Patrick Schick Oliver Kusna was 17 goals Yekowie French Ligue 1 Nice Enra Omulusu Ofie Nantes Ekoshomu 2-1 and about 3 PSG and Angers and Airbo na Stade Brestois and Monaco abo Lyon any little match no 7 Ochina Lens and Saint-Etienne airport Montpellier Charlie half Rem and Strasbourg Rennes and Auxerre na Marseille and Toulouse abo PSG kind 71 points Monaco at a second 50 points into 21 solid points and a PSG omo actually that second a year Monaco mu into Farmers League no call for Ekikan and the club because 71-50 the points gap no annual shipa na Marseille at a third Nice at a fourth and Lyon at a seventh at no relegation zone Le Havre at a 16th Saint-Etienne at a 17th and a Montpellier at a the Russia more goals of France Dembele was at 21 goals and a Mason Greenwood and so I share 15 goals Doctor Wadaroma call for close on some no weighing so an yejina na yedi amono nsem no yedi asi.
All right, Tony Montana. Ene okọ chiro na afi okọ keka niam abom kakra na. Be fine. Is obi ahoma asem. Right, thank you very much, Tony Montana. I'm on a very extensive one, and or they amayeno. Nkofo messages kakra and sana abeja for atrasi na fiya pinsing eye ensemno emu. We say good morning, boss players Franco and your reputable crew. Can your panel give us their African best 11 of all time and Ghanaian players who have made the Champions League? Okay, Anefi, this year the Anefi, Ediabreno, African best 11 of all time. Okay, let me get this one. We say good morning, say. Kindly let Awal update us on the team in this photo. Atlanta 96 Olympic winning team in men's football, Nigeria. Said Darlington Obuasi. Darlington, baby, our picture no enamno. Ebema yedebetu TV nesuna ya pensim muna yedin. But me say if I could do something about it now, ye to me a pensim mudi. Good morning, Dr. Frank NARO and Kessben Sports crew. The problem of Manchester United is not about coach, but rather the players. Some of the players don't deserve to play for Manchester United again. Examples: Joshua Zirkzee, Casemiro, Lindelof, Johnny Evans, Harry Maguire, etc. From Baba inside Ate Bubu and Baba and Sudiwe Ifri Ede Ebrain. We say, Dr. Frank NARO, you made me sad today. I just heard from you this morning on Kessben Sports program that Teddy Osei, former leader of Osibisa Group, will be buried today. In 1981 in Nigeria, I was recording with a recording company. Osibisa came to record there, and I had a picture with the group. May Teddy Osei's soul rest in perfect peace. Way free Akresi Sapon from Kofodia. Akresi, sorry for making you sad, but abrabono sani esia yenisa netiu yekono bako nti yenkamumna yenkase Teddy nyamempe baby pamfa nikra insie emfama yinyina. Okay, the next one, so say okay, let me see. I think I've read this one already. Let me show you. Zekov Muhammad is saying, Zekov say, good morning, boss. Best of luck to my Chelsea boys in our game against Brentford. Champions League sport is a must. As for House of Oak, there is no way that we can beat Midiema tomorrow. Another loss, loading. Anyway, Benab FC has done it again. This is our 5th consecutive Middle League qualification as we climax our season today. We are calling the supporters of the club to let us be at the Westco Park for our coronation match against Midimafo FC. Benab FC, indeed, everything by God. Okay, congratulations to Benab FC. But Yankoshe, painful say, tontonchi, yenum sano, na ye fa adwin. Ye tie sports no na ye gi eni no, na ya pomuden hu nsem so ehu yaye. Ne ya pomuden mu nsem no, ebesi pi esita, ne nya rehemu, say ya di bedwane a, agi say Dr. Amegashi. Agi say Dr. Amegashi. Doc, good morning.
Morning, Minia.
Say bibi aye fine.
No
pay so as if you are one fedo.
No cre.
Yes, I no pay money nyama ekrum. Na meje ho jina kakra.
No cre. Ye na Ghana fo nyina ase. Na o se be fa sa akonya we so to Ghana fo nyina afo. Ade ne se enipa bia na nyi chinchine ntwan se oba Dr. Magashi wo.
Okay.
But se o ya ade bia di kan prapo moden. Because on se Muslim fo to me yare, a Christo fo to me yare. Na nanu nyina obi etimi yare bi. Enti Yesu Christo ba asase we so no. What kind Luke chapter 9 the verse number 1 was so flesh you for do me no and no more money na so to me and what they are saying to me ma omo say se mo kwa mo nsa nipa yale ansa na maka nyankopon ahini ho asem e de akere omo nti na say nyankopon ahini no e de yale sabre nipa nyankopon ahini no e de asomdwe bre nipa nti ma bre ono ma asase we omo te so no problem omo wo no omo atamfo kreti yare de mo because when to me on who se bonsam ono ne yare a one very careful we ba asase we so nyankopon kra hu ne da na ni monyam so ende di ma wo because yare na asesankofo bre hyebre yare a sebi ekum panifo ama saafo no mantimi amfo film promises no yinnyina na ye de duro ene konyi because oba Ghana ha yenye die ye wone eye habanma ena dubna enti ohene bi ote asase we su bia gidi se ahaban duro etu yare ase enti se wo ye nipa bi na se yare tewo so a Dr. Magashi enkaya me pese me de ma woni se entrasi ma yare embe ma watamfo enya wo ho kwan entrasi ma yare emma adofo a eben wo no opani se wo yare da ho na se wadofo ta eba wo nchen na de bia o ma osika de bia o ma osika na se wo no wantumi amfa ahonde ankoye adwuma na ohia mremu no wantumi amoa na edu ba bia obeyi nani aye den ama enti Dr. Magashi de futu amede manipa nyina se pressure ya ade a ena wiase nyina agya atum se pressure de obi etimi nya bi enti panin se wo bobra na se wo kodu wo panin fie so na se pressure be sensen wo koma sa pressure krona tima mema kofom sa pressure krona ma nkrofo be won ma eteko da wo mani nkosua so omu hu ade pressure krona ma wo yedwuma kakra kodu ha na afi waka ho untumi nto aso pressure krona boaboa no sa afre diabetes be ka ho a enna wanye very careful akro tu akro ntimi wunu diabetes e ma yetumi twa nkrofo be nan abra Dr. Magashi wo enna me kase nyamia ya adom adwuma na wokumase mazi makro ye biwie na ebie bi wa Accra Kaswa prison junction takrade ya pawan Kejebri government school mo techima techima hensa ye bie bi wa takwa bogoso ye power line ena me no kase ya se bie bi nso okofodua Eastern fo nyina mbra kofodua wani kire suhun kwan na baby DVL for office no ko wani ngakra somebody kakalakasi wo kase wo ko Dr. Magashi opani efutu amede mani pa ne se nipa bia mpena pomoden because one very careful ase bi yare ka wo to ho ni ye bo ho ka wo bedane ade so eni pa beta wo abra ase bi enkenya ni pene se obeta wo but wo ba wo nche ahonde okuta no ni bi enti kofo bro ma spiritual problem wo nyina ye yade Dr. Magashi number in a good TV no so 0547 04 43 07 0547 04 43 07 yehwe West Africa hadoma be 3 weeks ni ma award e won kan Minister of Health in Penfo nyina ba hobi ade wo mu ni say Dr. Magashi ni etumi bodin say se ye ba ebibir mu ha eye Africa ha ni pa oye young boy a na duru anu odin na anu onam no eye Dr. Magashi e de ntina dis abas bodin ma me ye de ma me say meme de ne say me ma yare ntena wo so yare ne say sunsun mu dia Ghana wiase nyina agitum say eduru etumi tu yare yase epam sunsun yare eye habanduro enu nsu na Dr. Magashi bikuta mese se ebia wo ye nipa na se diabetes ti mojema diabetes ade ba ko mu se eye glucose enuane bia be ko nipa mu no se aduane wo chense no so na wudi a ena nipa aduane hia ba aduane ni ro mu wi a nipa aduane mpabium eye adwuma wi a wo se ni nyina na epie fa toilet ma na de ye nsuo part no eye fi no eno nso pie fa junso mpia bonten enti se wonipa wodidi na se nipa aduane kakra na wabo ano no eni ye fa ni glucose natural one ye glucagon se glucose na akogu pancreas no e wo se pancreas ni produce insulin na e convert glucose no se de be ya betimi di energy abre nipa aduane enti obi o diabetes bia no ni pancreas ni to produce insulin ni ye obi on mani de ni produce but the produce no so enu ntine nam so nte ehwe sugar duro no percentage duro e wo se odom ye wo milligram ahodo bebre enti se omo check hwa no ma hu se pancreas wo produce say and no mo de artificial duro na ye ama Dr. Magashi de ye ni ekuta bibiduro a eye na nanom kwan so eye haban ma dubna kan eni ya yam eni ebiri bia ye duro ye de mu wa na sugar na fini pedum nipa bia pressure etna ni mu na pressure ne boa no kogu nani so no ye fa ni te so okone ka jo se catalyst da wani so ana se te da wani so apani pressure ne da so it is a pressure ne be da so a ade wo mu ni so wo diabetes ni fra moja no enti bia akoma ne be pompi moja na kono se e pompi diabetes moja de kogu ani nkosua so eni no inside need to me ye kru wanye kefa waka just glaucoma enne man kofo bre ni efra nti diabetes to me fra ni pani eno ba Dr. Magashi wa ye beboa se the diabetes bo obi a ekuro tu no honam mu ekuro ni ntimi wu no saa na sa wo ye dwuma kra na sa wo bre na se pains ba wo mu na wo no aduro na aduro na se painkiller because of we diabetes patient enti Dr. Magashi de ye nko fa aduro mra aduro na bedim ho to anamon keke ne bra Kumasi mazi makro ye makro ja odu makro ho a bisa obi ase ope Dr. Magashi ye betro Accra fo nyina Kaswa prison junction takrade eya pawan kejebri government school mo wo techima nyina ne techima hensa sunyanfo nyina mbra techima hensa opani ade ewo muni momma yanyama nipa pomoden yade na ka because enipa bi o asase we so emfa wo so we muslim emfa wo so we klemoni emfa wo so we asantine emfa wo so we akani emfa wo so we anwrani yade bowa asotwe obenya no a na obi enya enti entrase ma yare ne nka won to obi on man sisi pa ne to ase obi on nanko komune twetwe no obi on ma otumi se ne chinkasa ne mu dwenom wanya very careful na so spinal cord nya problem enipa ntini nompe na wo kwan chi no eye nompe a sabi eye short enti ohwa etise banchi dua enti bebia nompe ne hyehye bia no ye was spine bi wom sa spine na ma nompe utumi kwa ho na friend spine answer na joint na ka say friend spinal cord enti se common say spine no say area asembeto ene ma ye nkofo operation no makadem enti trust blow start say what pains na no e was so running fast na we di mirika Dr. Magashi efutuo ba akwa me di banipani on say yade bi wo no ma yesi ene edu eto ase opani edu mri bia de nipa ni no eno no obeka say eno de mini by the owo no ye ka se ye wo yade bi ti say HIV yade bi ti say hepatitis B sa yare ni na virus ena so obi kuta bi a ye fa ne career because onu okra yare no ena odinam say nipa na oye career no abra ye Bible no Leviticus chapter 17 the verse 14 say nipa bi o wiase bia ne kra no e woni mojem enti se ye ka so okra wo mojem na say HIV veteran moja ni mu a automatically ete okra so enti wanye very careful HIV ma onko heaven wanye keva hepatitis B ma onko heaven abra sebi Dr. Magashi nyakopa adumi nimde enti nimde ne yankanto de man adabi ya ba bontin be ka kire wo se opani eduro na bedi mi ho oba ne ye bibiduro na se wo yare ne se sunsum hye kire anase honhomoni bi na hye yare ne chi a ye mo aduro na ekọ abra ye nyina ye ya wo se memma nyina no tete no wo kan Deuteronomy 23 verse 1 a wo se bema se bi ye fre nyame a se embi aminu no motrafo nyina hia se ye fre nyame ekobọ mpae anase Kristofo nyina hia se ekobọ mpae a wo mo nsam fata se wo ba hobi no eye de ya peche ne hwewa according to Deuteronomy 23 verse 1 was nipa ya peche ne hwewa ne mane ma enti se wo ya peche wo hwewa automatically ne se wo bema ntimi nsole enti nipa ne bema nsole ntete no ye yi wo mfinipam enti Dr. Magashi de me ka che wo ne se wo ye nipa na se sa hawo ne bitewo so a de hia ne se wo be fa na mane ke aba endo anyina na me wotamali ade ne sen empanifo bi atonsa from Mr. Dr. Magashi no krini yen ntimi ma ho nti brafie bra behwe ye ko tamale su no omo man ba bi kura se mensi hospital but ho no menti muslim for kasa no enti gisa wo ba techima ase ne se eduro na bedi mu ho se wo se eduro na bedi mu ho dia tamale minti kasa no because uko kuro ni ma kasa ni ye different da gomba for frafrafo e different nya kasa ba ko ze da ka wuza no e different enti Dr. Magashi die me se yade na etini paso yade e hani panom die hia no se obefa number ne keke no to na mai aba Kumasi ye mazi makro fa makro jom kwan kasa uko police Accra ye Kaswa prison junction takrade ya pawan kejebri government school techima eye henswa ena wo mo takwa bogoso Christian patemo eye bogoso power line ena kofodua fo nyina no wani o kofodua no wani kire suhun kwan na baby DVL for office on ko wani kakra bo say Dr. Magashi Samod kaklaka ho yade na sebi ema wo sresrade yade na yi wo fini pam yare na gu wani ma ase no opani eduro na bedi mi ho nti me kache me nuanu ma nwrafo nyina say America megavo crown jagbana cho dollar cover Dr. Magashi bo na ma da dollar mi nyankopon ya adoma de hia no so beto na mai aba number no 0547 04 43 07 0547 04 43 07 tuana monebra na ayaresa ababedi me ho
Nkenya for the last time. Bi ana fi no bo number na hu hia pa.
Number ni 0547
04
04 4307
07.
The Hianasa Ubetu Anamoine Abba. Dr. Magashi Yebo, and they are pretty Ghana Habia, Kumasi, Takrade, Techimai, Kaswa, and a Kofodria, and a Bogoso Babia, and one is so between about Dr. Magasho. Yabesha Emma also winding at all. My own swing apple modding.
Doctor
saying now.
Yamishra.
Amen. Pa.
With CP. Dr. Amagashi ena mote ninkano. Enche ayade se Awa Muhammad ene andikem ebetena sinafi ya pensin sama hudonum some few messages are mode abre we say Sir Frank, I think referees in Ghanaian boxing should be taught about cardiac arrest or cardiac related issues in sports. After carefully watching the Nigerian boxer Gabriel Oluwasegum fight for several times, the referee should have stopped counting 1, 2, 3 when the boxer fell without a punch. We need to educate the referees about cardiac issues. We free say Kabis new edubiase zongo and I say Kabis edi free edi brain. Our game against Fulham will be difficult, but trust Liverpool. We will surely beat them by 2-1. Say Apia Mensa Samuel Adansi Fumso and as Apia and so the way free eba. When so Efrehin that's a lengthy one. Say football greats Ghana. Best goalkeepers. Okay, my football greats in Ghana. Best goalkeepers Robert Mensah, Sani Abdullahi, Lamte Duru, and Richard Kingston. Right backs Danopong, Edward Boy, Tony Bafo, and Kwame Sampson. Left backs Oliver Aqua, Akwesia Pia, Akwete Ama. Centre backs Ado Odamte, Kukudazi, John Wilson, John Eshen, Paha Jr., Paha Senior, Awule Kwei, and John Mensah. Defensive midfielders Ibrahim Sunday, Joe Gatti, Adolf Ama, Papako, Michael Asian. Right wingers Babayara, Kofi Bruce, Osei Kofi, Bannerman, John Bannerman, Asian, I'm sure this is Peter Asian of House of Oak, Inketia Yosin and Ofe Diodu. Left wingers Malik Jaber, Muhammad Lawal, Muhammad Polo, Ali Ibrahim, Francis Kumi, Kofi Abri, Sule Muntari, Salisu. Okay, okay, let me do this finally. Salisu, and then also then Go Merchants. No, I think I've missed this part. Midfielders Jonas Ajay, Abdul Razak, Joe Sam, Bukari Musa Gbadamoshi, of course, CK Jemfi, Yao Sam, Safu Jemfi, Abedi Pele, Opokunti, and George Al-Hassan. Go Merchants. Aqua, Peter Lamte, Opoku Efriye, Kwesi Ousu, Asamoah Jan, Anthony Yeboah, Ajiman Joe, Kofi Pare, Abeka Ankra, Dan Ousu, Agrefin, and many more. These players, to me, are talented, gifted, and intelligent players who always rose to the occasion when it mattered most in Ghanaian football. Wefri Edward Frimpong, one-time sports and football key interviewer of GBC program Hall of Fame. Okay, Eddie Senior, thank you very much for this message. In your opinion, these are the greats in Ghana football. Andy, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Bibi, are you fine? So, you are you.
You know, me checking any time. Say, you be 10 kura.
Easy.
Michael said, "I'm refusing and okay, and I'm kai." To be honest, I am in kai's wo.
Seriously.
Only the am in kai's wo.
It's still difficult to sell a picture and say
too fresh, too strong. Inti, I am not in this wo. Tony post two on in the last picture. and I'm a guy said the last time I buy and I yet on eating corn. I'm saying Mickey is too fresh to say goodbye. Into one dear. Yeah, and I'm in guys.
It's still difficult to look at it.
Yes.
But that's the reality.
Yes. Now I feel so a lot to offer. But unfortunately, Sana I could see to win it. Then I don't say any around in the crown. And now there I will be a guy said.
And I went to, you know, seriously, so you'll be every season be a conaway and oko Germany for some attachment and fresher course be to me Kaiso Okon and Bizans the usual thing and interestingly was or smiley. And that after that interview on Nimi Dinko Mubiwa, or catch them say Ghana coaching in Ghana were we
or Saka catch them or not
sir or catch them say were we coaching in Ghana.
I was in the castle, how Ghana pa coaching dear.
That's what we. And Tim Bizanza, would he want to go public? Because no, on Pesebeba or Becano publicly, but within him, party or Nini be coaching or Ghana.
I think he was fed up with the fans, the executives, the operational aspect of our game, and a whole lot. Only happy as to how certain things are being operated behind. No, only happy. And I won't say I know supporters who direct access to teams, you know.
Yes.
Almost team could meetings say you coach. Abraham management in carry. It happened to him once upon a time. My baby and the good stars. Until any of course start in Madrid, actually been issues. A whole lot. It got to a time I also want to coach go and drive one car, the players could train and a whole lot. Until professionally, no, you game you far from behind. Ningi na put together na at least actually no one say no.
And now say Michael Ofrigan and Tem Kakra.
Oh okay.
Yes. Michael say kotoko crimes over one season was say you.
And already
Bekwe mu dey ni bi o. But ni dia no wo kotoko na huge.
Because no quality.
Oh, quality. Obibia. Technical control. Shall I say nyame pe baby pa fa ne kransie. We share recently and those guys are most of them know Mobahau. Papa Kumbetra have an interview. Not here.
He was in a light blue top.
Yes.
Jodebra. Also
Nahana not. Jodebra
in I think yellowish flower top, not it here. And then so no, it's a yellow top.
Quali.
And a khaki shorts, not here. And I always concern say him blue say class in Africa won't perform. That was his argument.
Yes.
Well, interesting, but what can we say?
It is what it is. Right. Andy, in some way, brain, I mean, baby, I'll be picking up about a few issues we I don't know, so I'll be personal address here. France, if I introduce you a new award, Best Dribbler of the Season.
Eden Hazard
award name was any panel Mudini Diatosono. Maybe say French, why would they name it after Eden Hazard?
It is because upon all the talent and the pool of quality at their disposal, one player who was the best in terms of dribbling among them, Eden Hazard. Mijitum say, so because who crazy French players now, from Raymond Kopa, Jess Fontaine, Michel Platini, Zinedine Zidane, all rank from they are great guys, you know. Edeba, BC, Jean-Pierre Papin, Abidipila Ko Bobby Oho, Oponria Bobby, Ronaldinho Bobby, Jeju Okocha Bobby, Kylian Mbappe Bobby, Thierry Henry, Nicolas Anelka, Neymar da Silva.
They even have French guys who have excelled.
Yes.
Didn't
Hazard dribble.
Yeah, Hazard.
You have different ways of dribbling.
Especially say close
close range. On the and guy or Monday moon Nigerian boy. Yeah.
Only at the moment.
Yes, it is Moses Simon of the Super Eagles. Name a train. But the baby albums here compare Hazard and Neymar in terms of dribbling. No. Statistically, we say Hazard Diano was so chair Neymar Diano. It is because of the close range on the nine mode. The nine mode into on far born in running. But all the other strikers, no, they run with the ball. Apart from some more the tricks, I don't need because Hazard don't show booty. Hazard on your step overs. Need the end of my Jimmy, their face who might take you on, me move with the ball, but he doesn't run with the ball. For me, as compared to, I think that of all the players, one player no so close ranges be or JJ Okocha and Abedi Pele. But Okocha Monso the other is similar to Ronaldinho and name at the NB. Twist and turn, showboating, adding other skills. But for retentional play, and Nema has at the end, say in terms of dribbling, because even in the Premier League at a point, na name our Barcelona no crowd, Salvino or Manchester City na a lead in terms of dribbles. But so okay Vini more, okay Lami Yama, more in action. But on only the no say a year so near friend and trainer count pure dribbling, and only idea in Tiaman and Yamwa say Eden Hazard or Modest Sadia Natuno. I agree.
Hazard no born Papa no born French league. He played the French league, I think
Lille, yeah.
For some 5 seasons.
Yes.
And about Chelsea. Then Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Why more Chelsea now saying Lille?
If you are talking about on say you assess players based on the achievement. And if you are talking about achievement, limelight, getting the platform for people to see the quality now I wanna it is Chelsea. Because any ebedu wachi in the French league, any ebedu wachi in the the Ligue 1 as compared to EPL, no, a different platform altogether. You didn't say EPL any one league. You bet him assigning one player or babble match back. You bet him the 45 cameras at on so. Obi onya a chance to share Paul Pogba the first game for Manchester United at the Old Trafford. Camera net done the solo ne camera ketwa. Obi onya a chance to share Cristiano Ronaldo back to Manchester United Ronaldo first game. The whole Old Trafford was Ronaldo. But hardly do you see that in the French league. Say Akwako sign player be apart from Neymar. All Bano be who say he was big, the Zlatan, the Cavani, and no mobile because so big. The Premier League and its publicity and that platform, every player needs it to show to the world the kind of quality you bring to the table. It has at the SLA. It is the reason why Obenya chance to play for Chelsea. But in terms of the publicity, in terms of the platform, in terms of achievement, Chelsea. But for all shown the skill, I'm Obia who's on the ball body. Lille and Obia on your time to follow Lille, Monaco, Lyon, and the Rennes. That is a platform for young, talented players. So when your chance not going to the history book, no Lille players are. On my boy, but that is a platform. Young players need to be So for me, I'm not surprised looking at the dribbling. Even in the Premier League at a point, he was the best dribbler. And then Obia in some Mosala achieve the Hazard. But why do we still feel that Hazard, in terms of quality, is still far better than Mosala? It is because of the dribbles. That attribute as a player from Eden Hazard. And for me, France are producing a lot of materials. Brazilians, Argentines, other countrymen are moving to the French league. But Hazard is the dribbler, and for me, naming that award, Eden Hazard Award, I'm not surprised at all.
I'm looking at a Belgian on your French person. Would the English do this? Say England 4 years, I do na Belgium near. On free chromo na ne bono the din kese power anyi no chromo omde award ne beto no.
No, life is all about England and the Premier League. They don't see anybody to be better than them. There are few players omo bebo Premier League omo free who cross as a Franco di omo ba omo dey attach. Maybe Kenny Dalglish was a Scottish.
Yes.
Kenny Dalglish was a Scottish. Still,
they will tell you he's a British.
Yes. Still, butiero rape. Because unze Henry cried after calling a meeting, still like one that's so they respect him so much. Rangix, a dinner, I also in Konya when Nabatono, you blame him for the name of your choir and Udnim. How the English respect a dear friend Branda. You don't expect any Rangix bear and say. And no bet me associated with him. Ama a Dianko also in the Premier League and said Timiaka. Dennis Beckham for me, a Dianko also Nyano, when the Chelsea guys still feel or still almost adore Didier Drogba for his exploit, Gianfranco Zola, Chelsea for still are. But in the Premier League, it is Alan Shearer. In the Premier League, it is Wayne Rooney. In the Premier League, it is Frank Lampard. In the Premier League, it is John Terry. Inti ubenya few guys are not mere foreigners on the boy, at least on my dear bomb homodin. But if those guys were to be English guys, me would pass and combine name with something against them. She'll be said Dwight yo. Seranko Doitiok is nowhere to be found after his retirement from Manchester United. But for me, if we are talking about ball or bar, there are a lot of guys who are able Premier League or English guys or Modin that is closer to him. In England, it is so difficult for them to accept that a foreigner is better than them. Though say they are not the best so far as football here concerned, but for the Premier League, they don't believe any league is better than them, and it will be hard for them. So mubetimi a name a foreigner. Omujitum say Ronaldo ade obeye no. None of their guys na etimi aye. But omukran say oh how they talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. They talk about Ronaldo as if he was part of them. And they feel that Ronaldo didn't, they offer him the platform. And until after all that issue with Wayne Rooney, after the 2006 World Cup issue, still Ferguson sorted that issue, came back to the Manchester United, and in 2011 he was all over the place. In the Premier League, it is very, very tough, but they still feel other players from elsewhere perform. But the Premier League is about their own guys.
Right, it looks like soon and very soon, Thomas Muller come bye to Bayern Munich. Time Niniana.
It's long overdue. It's long overdue. It's long overdue. I feel say, oh, it's long overdue. I feel say, you would team be not seeing a talent in a sorry. It's just like the argument of the Didiana Yohanibi. So, share Bayern Munich. Thomas Muller, true and true. Oh, here be. But when you have the likes of Wakoto Michael Olizaba, or Leroy Sen Ewo, or German Muzela Ewo, or Hurricane Ewo, or Matthias Tell Ekulu. So when you have all these guys at your disposal, a debut na Thomas Muller may achieve for Bayern Munich again. He's won the Champions League, he's won the World Cup, he's won everything in the Bundesliga. He has achieved everything that a player also say a kind Edema Bayern Munich also omo achieve. Seneoka Bekemboamo, Saoka Luta Matiasmo, Saoka Mario Basalamo, Saoka Sameko Formoa. You still talk about Thomas Muller again. So what again that Thomas Muller that's what the Bayern Munich team no. I think we're paying dues in 25 years for the club. It is time for him to move on. It is time for Bayern Munich to give opportunity to the young guys that is gradually taking over the game. Yo, Thomas Muller at the bench as a Franco, your coach. That's the only stronger. And now there's always me concentrating because I know sorry. And also will influence. And we know how those young guys, how much respected players are on match with team him. And Tiakobasa and Obia when that time I read from the German tablets as to why Carlo Ancelotti was sacked from Bayern Munich. Thomas Muller lady. Also the training now on the ban on be that into training on team straight away. Thomas Tuchel. Bayern Munich was divided into two. Thomas Muller on the corner, Manono Yamu on corner. There be a see a hene, a two a hene. And Bayern Munich, after all this money spent in the market, having the likes of Pep Guardiola, Carlo Ancelotti, the last time they won the Champions League was 2012, 2013 in Wembley. How many years now?
Wow. That's some 12.
Didn't they win it?
2019, 2020. After that, winning the number of years on Masako. You see them at the semis. You expect them to be in the final because the last time I know more bono. Teams almost here. Villarreal. Look at how they were exited from the scene. Look at this particular season in Cry. So my idea, how they struggle within the group stage. For the first time, Bayern Munich is almost bread. The group stage of the Champions League. Into the channel say Thomas Muller, Franco, Lewandowski, Ian Robin, Frank Ribili-Bela, the likes of Bastian Schweinsteiger, the likes of Javi Martinez, Dante,
Philip Lam,
all those guys. Say goodbye to the big platform except Robert Lewandowski. So why is he still wasting those young guys' talent?
So is it going to be a relief for Coach Vincent Kompany?
Exactly. So look at Muller. Now to bench. Now Kompany is to bench.
Especially in Bayern Munich.
Especially in Bayern Munich. It is Thomas Muller. For me, it is a right decision from a year. Unse we more level. Unti fan to look at Modric. Modric is a foreigner. He accepts to be on the bench. What you have to say in Crown one more. So man 20-30 minutes of a but Muller Modie is so influential, and if you know a German that has achieved a lot, playing for Bayern Munich, or deba to the table. So for me, it's a good step, and you need to say goodbye to the Bavarians.
Another player who will be saying goodbye, Kevin De Bruyne, Manchester City. Then come on, say they are even thinking about some statue. They are man.
Oh, deserve Safrango. Okay, they deserve statue.
Oh, Man City.
Yes. Man City almost statue. You know, be deserve. The only player I want your statue when you are to Obia KDB. This is a guy. Oba Chelsea. Oba and Oberto on Oscar. One Manuel Mata and Eden Hazard. And that time, you know, and now there's a young player now to start 3 players who have been able because Jado Mason or Chelsea now he need to go to Germany. Came back to Manchester City. Started playing as a left winger. Pep Queen set up a 3-man midfield of Fernandinho, David Silva, and Kevin De Bruyne. It was the first time you saw Kevin De Bruyne operated centrally, even in the Belgium national team. So come on the right wing. Now Hazard was the left wing. And Pep didn't a bar midfield. You know, I want to start in the start here. The guy performed so well, he became the brain behind the Manchester City team under Pep Guardiola. And the goal that he scored against PSG at the Parc des Princes in Trimunda, the goal that he scored against Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu, the other kind of cry, Manchester City, Bobo, ni moye ding, now move to the right. Or incisive cross will be a or the tomb. And very non-characteristics of a player, on your typical winger, and the boost over those crosses. And with Team Fernandinho, David Silva in midfield, right Maros on the right, Raheem Sterling on the left, Sergio Aguero leading the line. What can you say about Kevin De Bruyne again? General, Savanko, OWB to be a proper creator, a proper midfielder, and Osan Seti or Seti now or Seti the tone for Manchester City. When any player that will be a Kahuasem. Be any attribute that you want from a midfielder you have in Kevin De Bruyne. He's ambidextrous, he can hold, he can pass, he can create, he can score, he can move to the right, he can move to the left, and say, Team Nusebeko you enko you. It is KDB. But be a step up to make sure say Manchester City or believe we have to 8 billion. It's just unfortunate. Say 2 Champions League games or boy Yenano, Anko and Famano, Bako Okoko prior in the course of the game. And unfortunately, that was the one at the Stadium de Dragao. Again, Bako Ewo Istanbul against Inter Milan and also Okoko prior. But Franco, he's won the Champions League, he's won the FA Cup, he has 6 league titles.
Wow.
6 league titles. How many players in the Premier League? And about 6 league titles. And over 827 chances created. Over 400 games, 106 goals scored in the Premier League. Into KDB is a true legend. And for me, if we are talking about the likes of Paul Scholes, if we are talking about Steven Gerrard, if we are talking about Frank James Lampard, Wayne Rooney, this era, 4 players here, Mabo Omudin, Omo replica is Abranti FN Kevin De Bruyne. Or company the Omu in Adibema Yenibi, no Sadi Bibia Sa Tetri, among who ball Unimbo. And to Kevin De Bruyne there, Meditum at a point, say, oh, he's in a corny prana do an door sooner. Na Bibia TSN age, in 33 years of age, or combining both the international stage and the European stage in terms of so both for the country and the team Manchester City. I agree. Rodri Prano are affecting Manchester City. But Franco, if Kevin De Bruyne and on the form, and then the strength now in him now, I don't think the Rodri's absence would have affected Manchester City to say they are affecting him. Good player, top quality, or SBTB or the Bema in the Premier League, and the Premier League will clearly miss him because football you'll be cool, but if you look at United, if you look at Arsenal, if you look at Chelsea, creators different profile from Kevin De Bruyne. But this is a player that offers you a lot on the field of play. Manchester City fans never fail. And for me, if they are talking about building a statue for him, Franco, play our Champions League, what 6 league titles, 2 FA Cups, what again, and we hear you. For Christ's sake, Manchester City is not Man United. It is not Liverpool. It is not Real Madrid. It is not AC Milan. It is not Barcelona. And because of how they all the title, league title. Even that I feel even in recent Barcelona, Real Madrid, so just 6 league titles, you are classified as a legend of the club, a true legend, and one of the city greats. For me, he deserves a statue.
Well, Oko City, almost a Trinity, so then almost 3 players no omo ACCN mono. You talk about Colin Bell, you talk about Francis Lee and Mike Summerboy, and I think they will go into history late 60s and early 70s. They for longevity, the 3 played for some 30 years for them, but clearly the KDB and Nyades omo to me. Well, would you say KDB deserves a statue?
Absolutely. Who paid the start and the dia tuja who Juma waye. For him to come into the Premier League at Chelsea, couldn't live up to expectation. Left, went to Wolfsburg, came back, and that was how the story changed. Similar to what happened to Mohamed Salah. By Chelsea, but when they came back, Doc, they announced their presence. For me, KDB has been the best midfielder in the Premier League for the past 10 years. And is there any doubt? No, I don't think any doubt. The best midfielder in the Premier League for the past 10 years. I don't think any midfielder will be a bit media compare what he has done. And interestingly, he was part of those who made the treble for Pep Guardiola under Manchester City. And Pep Guardiola, the second treble Onya, after say he did it with Barcelona in 2008-9 season. The second treble Obenya in 2022/2023 season. It was KDB's moment who had a very big impact on that game now, of course. Obekai that 1-1 now, of course, Real Madrid. All important equalizer. They came at Manchester City, they sealed the move with a 4-0 scoreline, booked their ticket to Istanbul, and went there to defeat Inter Milan to eventually become their almost first-time trophy in Europe. And for me, KDB has paid his dues. He has been the best Premier League midfielder for the past 10 years.
All right,
for me.
Kevin De Bruyne. Yes, okay, this was Etihad.
Manchester. That was last year, right?
Yeah, last year. I'm Etihad, yeah. Colin Bell, Francis Lee, and Mike Summerboy. Sam B, that if you like. Etihad, Manchester. This is the city side or the blue side of Manchester. And Oko Manchester United, also Trinity, no, and so any honum. Appearance in the stadium, they are quite similar. Be on the Trinity, but Dennis Lomo, by City for no money. Yeah, Uber Pans and no City legends did this. Andy, minim several stories. Cristiano Ronaldo goes wow, 1,000 no.
Yes, he will score 1,000 goals before he say goodbye. Yes. Ronaldo never stops scoring.
All-time top scorer.
Now Ronaldo don't check it all time. Oh no, he never stops scoring. He never stops scoring. I think that art of scoring should be studied at a certain university. Yes, because Sevanko you score baby. But the numbers Ronaldo produce no. And at that age, Obibeka say but
it's the same member Saudi League in
to score consistently. To score the last time, Opa ko check it. Right Mahrez mutim no check front three na fa be compare Man United front three. And Chelsea front three.
Right Mahrez team.
Yes.
Yeah, Alali.
What they check and check the European the Saudi teams. Check players or more assemble on the field of play. The players need to be you look at name our team, look at their attack and Inti Yasimbo no money that pomo they will compete with the top goalkeepers. In every Robert Sanchez in that Chelsea.
Edward Mendy
all those goalkeepers are
I only read Mahrez mono Alali.
all those goalkeepers are still
Koulibaly mu echiro.
Koulibaly mu go echiro.
Milinkovic Savic money Ruben Neves nso midfield.
Marcelo Brozovic.
Yes. Ronaldo mu team no Al Nassr.
Ronaldo never stops scoring, and for me, his ability to send a bamu, he want to achieve something. Baby, what dream so bedroom one also do because Ronaldo born all body night and that title no pay. His major title after all the title that he won, to achieve the 1,000 goals. Another title I say Yaka.
And also, opposite delay in retirement. I will be in China Messi retire no one channel.
No, 1,000 is the best intervention. I say the difference between the two now. They say, and now how most Messi into Aqua not bench. But Ronaldo he never gets indeed injured, he's always fit, he's ready to deliver, he's ready to play, and he wants to play. Ebianka, o checking the age go and Quebec oh, game in about the last 20 minutes and I'm the maba, and I'm a boy do 70 minutes, nanka more you free, but it is 90 minutes and nothing else. The biggest title that you want to achieve in life, it is not the World Cup for me, it is not the next European Cup, but it is to achieve the 1,000 goals now. What chairman who say obitimi for me that is
I 69.
Serango you what?
69.
Because Ghanian is all retired.
And he's 40 now.
No, Ghanian is all retired. And he trains well, he eats well, he sleeps well, and again he doesn't get injured. So Ronaldo yende kind of wakwakodia ACL. And now there's obitimi ababaki bill. But on what you obi prakra be a ankle injury and I said discomfort kakrebi. And we are only looking up to him to score the 1,000 goals, and I feel that he's a goal machine and he's capable of scoring the 1,000 goals.
2024-2025 season, he's done some 30 goals. How well is it achievable?
Yeah,
1,000 goals.
Yeah, more than achievable. Obetimi anya abusa. So Ronaldo penye all my send Andy Castle Henry Odidi Odeye Bibia. Ronaldo can give us 2 more seasons, doc. Obetimi my penny oye. He can give us 2 more
so
seasons.
69, I'm trying to say, indeed, Wetumia make 9 goals at the end of the season. It is possible he will do more than 9.
Yeah.
Let's assume he does 9. I guess 60. 2 seasons, and Obetuma is 60.
More than possible. Per the stats and what he has
club
been
and
giving
country.
us for club and country. And it's likely Obekot the next World Cup. Next World Cup news, doc, Abeyan, sir. You know, because just 1 year, 2 months from now, he caught the next World Cup.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, 1 year, 2 months from now. Say June 2026. You would have April. So Obedruo. And Obetimi 2 seasons before Sobe retired.
Ronaldo is fit too.
He's fit.
The round will be as that the one you do can see you the croy uncle but of your so.
Obedruo
Yes, and then Bibi still still should say he's fully fit and ready to deliver.
Clifford Cheba for Penny. Also, KDB is a poor man's version of Bruno Fernandes. As you say, KDB is a poor man's version of Bruno Fernandes.
Maybe I don't person Chen say KDB will hear the players around him and what he's achieved at Man City now. Maybe Bruno Fernandes was a quality maybe, but because of the people around him, no, into name and into me achieve Manchester United. Miss Adam Tiasti, so there's an person
a poor man's version of Bruno. So me no one had pay that state.
Pay that to who so many pay.
I see.
And Sano, and I say who is Bruno Yadi channel.
That's how I'm.
Who is Bruno Yadi channel? Because
who skanka Bruno na befa.
Yes.
But we hear into Bruno Fernandes.
But I disagree.
KDB. Okay, Tony, see breaking news. Chelsea have breached UEFA's limits on financial losses for last season, reports the Times. This happens after the governing body did not allow the club to count as income selling its women team to sister company for £200 million sterling. Todd Bowling in Crawford. Companies. Different companies. And to do say training grounds now. You see a PC raises Sikama Chelsea. Yamfan Senka, Mr. Kessben, and a Kessben FC and a now a beer Kessben FC ni training grounds ya Brancasia. No at all the ama multi credit. To all the multi credit scano binyan abeye income abesha Kessben FC mu. Meanwhile, multi credit na yo no any company until still. Kessben FC because why you training na you sure you bibia. And a Chelsea for a women's club 200 million. And the amount one of more companies in Ibi. And a contabu for one say, Debbie, Yampene, says Sikana Mosuma Tom, women's club, the ama mo company for frono. Yam fan Kensika Bamuk mo income na mama count. As a chance a mooncam no so better the arches and what disika broso. I don't know. I would want to read further near here the implications on transfers and this thing for Chelsea, because a lot of people believe Chelsea would have to be very active on the market this coming summer. Una number 1.
Yeah.
Ubi so mun koto to here one.
Transfer
Positions
transfer away. Chelsea, the Man United also team the Kejobia.
Chelsea positions very no here.
They need a top centre back, an experienced one, an upgrade over the two. They don't have a goalkeeper. They don't have a number 9. They don't have a left winger. Robert.
Yeah,
and Nibra, they were ball. Stand a step over no dinner ball. No, you're from Chelsea. I even want you have a striker, you can play Jackson on the play it and play it very well. That is his natural.
I see similar there. Edema Arsenal. So Jackson on the
yes. Jackson can play on the left wing perfectly with a number 9. Inti Mudrik on the left, Mudrik, Jadon Sancho. Because you see Pedro no to Beba right. It's likely they will sell Maduki to Newcastle.
Maduki say Bibi Ayirao.
Yes, so it's likely they will sell Maduki to Newcastle. Estevao will join Pedro no from the right. So on the right, it is either Mudrik will leave. Sancho they say is the open. Dortmund, Lazio, Roma, Omumi and Saubia so open. So it's likely Jadon Sancho will leave. In Tebekwa Koka Mudrik and so already in Sensema and the number of years the opportunity being offered to him, nothing shows Mudrik will stay. Even if he will stay, I feel if Chelsea want to get to that level, they will need an upgrade. Because Manchester City is so bad power. And to Chelsea, those are the areas that and they need a player in the absence of Kopama who play. Because Kopama on team father sometimes you need a player that will change the style, that will change the plan, that will offer you something different from the Kopama Ediba. And those are the areas you need to strengthen. For United, say I can't Rango. You need 9, probably the right winger, and even a player Bruno's different from Bruno. Man U and Chelsea there. For players, but United, it seems everything is there. Matthias Cunha is likely to join because after listening to Ruben Amorim and the link on Matthias Cunha, it looks as if Vito Osimhen too will join. Into Osimhen, that is Osimhen Bebato, Matthias Cunha on the left. So gradually, not on 8 because Kobe Manuel, everybody thought he's been the forgetting man.
In terms of a recover from injury, he could
I
be
still
available
feel
today.
when he is fit, Manchester United will still because Eriksen will leave. Eriksen because it's likely Casemiro will leave. So obviously,
Ugat.
Yes, Ugat me no. You cannot rely on Bruno Ababeka. You still need a midfielder. Or Betty me John. Inti Man U and Chelsea there. Arsenal will just need a striker. Omunya say Ombekwa Koto number 9 pe. And for me, utie the transfer word now. Victor Jokeres. Teams are banner say pen. I'm told Manchester United is not part of the list. Why? Because the guy want to play in the Champions League next season. And here, Arsenal will offer him that Champions League. If Arsenal are ready to pay, he will probably join Arsenal instead of Manchester
United. Number 9. Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United. Near attractive by Mau as a number 9 is Arsenal.
Yes. Look
because
at
team no
consistent or top.
My consistent team no is there. Just come and stay there. Just come and stay there. You know, Andy was saying, good morning, Dr. Usuansa. Speaking of Kevin De Bruyne, could you kindly ask Andy Kem if he thinks Yaya Toure is worthy of a statue and what's holding the club back from recognizing his contributions? And why would Amorim make that comment about Kevin De Bruyne's choice of club? Is he trying to put pressure on his opponent ahead of the game? Julian Caesar.
Yeah, I told you, some medical answer said, I was almost statue on me.
Yeah, mum dear. As long as Pep Guardiola is there.
Yes, because and some are Dimitri Seluk. I can catch a Pep Guardiola. I don't think so. Mobile statue are Pep who hid in Sabeka.
Seluk, yeah, manager.
Yes. Yeah, agent in
the agent in Israel, you know.
They could repeat that. That's all. Say to fire Pep Guardiola. Nobody has given to Pep Guardiola like
I'm sure that many African shamans will not like Guardiola win the Champions League in future. Will not let Guardiola win the Champions League in future. It will be like an African curse on Guardiola. Time will tell. if I am right or not. But eventually Guardiola won.
No, later he apologized.
Oh, but apologizing by pressure. Oh my, any pressure. And Obabe approve.
Yeah, actually, there. Julian Caesar has already across your TV studio. Now say Pep Guardiola because everything I City now is Pep Guardiola. So everything I City now is not Pep Guardiola and consider performance almost over 200 million pounds in January. Or actually will be still he couldn't perform, they would have sacked him. It would be difficult for them. So mobile start to head Yaya Toure.
Okay. You go through matches and cry. Now for
okay. Now big games. So what when your time Europe no. Chelsea ebo Brentford and every 1 p.m. at the Brentford Park. Brentford in their last 3 games at home enko yim fama omo. Nti o hwe Aston Villa ko show omo, Tottenham Hotspur ko show omo, and Everton omo ball draw. So 3 games Brentford abo Brentford Park no ni nyina enko yi amfa mo. Chelsea and so the last away game omo was against Arsenal enko yi, but the game omo against Tottenham Hotspur was an improvement over the Arsenal game omo ko e no omo di ewrem e wo ho. So wo hwe Brentford team na Seranko omo team no ba bia hoden wo ne pa ya animu enye ba bia omo wo Ethan Pinnock and Ethan Collins and also ba bia omo wo Damsgaard mo, but the 3 guys up front, Brian Buemo, Duan Wissa and then a branch friend Kevin Skate, these are 3 guys are omo many more yeshe. Brian Buemo has scored 16 goals in the Premier League. Duan Wissa has scored 14 goals. So the 2 African brothers no see Academy Brentford no almost 30 goals. And
wow.
Yes. But Serango, they are not enjoying that publicity.
Especially Wissa.
New competitive team about move to Europe. Was na Okaya Wissa? They told just Tottenham are making a chase for him, especially January transfer.
But no situation is similar to Ivan Toney. But Ivan Toney had a hype, even though the team is strong.
I'm talking about Kudus Mohammed last season.
Yeah.
Kudus and Timmy offers are numbers way. But look at the name Kudus and attained last season in the Premier League. He was all over the place.
Kudus Mao headline goals.
Yes.
Any performance the goals you never
yes. No, most of his goals were against the bigger clubs. But Serango, these 2 guys, they Kudus Bema at the park to be on the Bema outside the goals account, especially the Cameroonian guy. He offers you a lot. I don't even think most of the wingers that play for the top teams are better than him.
Kudus Ankasa ne social ne presence ne publicity strong.
I also think that Anthony should help him.
The Anthony thing.
The Anthony thing helped him last season.
When Man United went for Anthony instead of him.
Yes.
And people say United went for the wrong Ayas winger.
When Anthony was failing, Kudus were scoring. So always the comparative analysis was there. But this season, Anthony is elsewhere and Kudus is not playing anything. Until the 2 guys, 30 goals scored between the 2. Kevin Skade and Soba Bekanwa, 37 goals for their front 3. And big teams now have been set top players in these goals. I don't even think Chelsea, Arsenal, and then probably Manchester United attacking this number of goals and 2 players now say alongside another player. Omudi goals neighbor. Until they catch the one they say. Wow, share Chelsea game with Trevor Chalobah alongside Levico Werno. Who said Trevor Chalobah added something different to their backline. Rui James is back. Malo Gusto will be playing, and again Coquelin this say only 1 player or Chelsea team was maintaining a position. But on the evidence of the last 3 games at home at the Brentford Park, that gives Chelsea an edge in this particular game. Into a game, it looks more like a draw. But a win, Beba. I'm going in for a Chelsea win at the Brentford Park. Hopefully, one now. The big game, Old Trafford. Manchester United versus Manchester City. Now, so we share the 2 clubs now. City Monday Bono to say the name previous years no and test. But I did about of the 2 teams. So we fair boku a friend Manchester United or Huma. Oh, United team now. But I will say game so my born a big game at home this season at the Old Trafford no send our results the team here. So for Liverpool Baba share Manchester United. Oh for Tottenham Hotspur Baba share Manchester United. Chelsea no umbe ball draw. Arsenal no umbe ball draw. So 4 games at the Old Trafford, Manchester United team win 1 cry. Now you talk about Manchester City as well. Manchester City call Liverpool no ekojigui Liverpool show Omuko Arsenal show 5 goals. Omuko Chelsea no winning against Chelsea. And surprisingly, they lost 4 goals to Tottenham Hotspur in the first leg in the Premier League at home. But Omupa, the new Tottenham Stadium, almost Babeshe. So far, the two teams, 4 games on my ball, home and then away. United 2 points out of 12, but Manchester City was 6 out of 12. The Chinese say Manchester City kwa bontia. Oma ho den was say Manchester United bohoba. And again this season, when your chance United be games Oma lose Old Trafford no. Na one. Show against Nottingham Forest, show against Bournemouth. These were games show against Newcastle United. These were games I know being United beating IBB. I agree. Man United are picking from their last 7 games. It was just unfortunate. The last game PM at the City Ground against Nottingham Forest. One of the best performers from Manchester United this season was that game. But unfortunately, the attack again and to me and United and to me, and we need that particular game. So we have Manchester City. Adiaba Akwemo Muye Hune say Savino was 10 assists with 2 goals scored in the Premier League. But Omar Mamouche are finding the scoring boot. Erling Haaland is still scoring. It is going to be the United defense as against the attack of Manchester City. Because Man U attack in there. Senye Bruno Fernandes, Garnacho, Joshua Zexi, Rasmus Haaland, none of them naturally say guys that you can rely when it comes to these games.
And I think Amada or Juma first leg is also unavailable.
Absent. It is going to be the Manchester City attack as against the United defense. Can the United defense contain the Man City attack? And more BRM said the first leg near Barcelona. Man United winning by 2 goals to 1. And United psychologically got that edge over them. But Manchester City, apart from game almost against Nottingham Forest, watch almost games in the Premier League for the second round. They've been playing well. And United, though they are playing at home, but I see Manchester City say almost a clear favorite to win this particular encounter. Double chance Manchester City in this particular game. Now, Miko Spain.
Of course.
Spain will 2 games, and these are games that any question they will be honest. One, Madrid airball at the Santiago Bernabeu against Valencia. Not only your story say Courtois and your fate. Around your friend Andrew Lunin trading. But so hear the press conference Carlo Ancelotti here. It's likely say around your friend Frank Gonzalez. Almost 3rd goalkeeper and likely say Obetimi at that podium at Yama Madrid. Again, Mbappe was 10 goals in their last 12 games for Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. Valencia Hodino Bierin 16th on the league table at say Hodini Nesro Amode Babe Pim. Nan say someone Madrid a ball El Mastella who say Hodini was so and the old drive that's so but even in the last one Madrid 2-1 win over them. And Omdomo Babe Pim this particular game. Their last game against Mallorca they played well and they won. But this is Madrid. Barcelona also but another crucial game and they have to win. Just hope Sebastian Slepoa to take advantage of that situation. I don't think the last of Jose Gaya, Abrante Cesar Tegera, Mosquera, Almelda, Diego Lopez, and the Nigerian boy Umar Sadiq. Out of the 8 games, I watched 4 goals and the Diama Valencia. I don't think any of these guys pose so much threat. I will beat me as Madrid. May come Madrid win against Valencia at the Bernabeu. Barcelona airball against Real Betis. Now, Uti Antonio Casabebrebe before the international break, Okasabebrebe. Oba ye de wire quiet. Ningina say, so what follow Real Betis? Omulusu game match and his presence at changing Yama Bebrebe within the setup. Last week, game boy against Sevilla. It was a Sevilla derby. And Omutimi winning here, and after that game, Omukoye party. So Omakra for Omunokrum, Omutimi Ashomo. Clearly, the good thing for Real Betis and say first game Omoni Barcelona boy Benito Villamarino last minute and Real Betis ebete Canada game year 2-2. So even Barcelona with their form in the first leg Omutimi and share Real Betis and the Real Betis form combining the La Liga and then the European competition or move now looking at their team, Obian Mr. Barcelona team for control ahead of them with Frankie Dion Pedri in midfield, Rafinha is scoring, Lamine Yamal is creating and scoring, Lewandowski is scoring. Inti from mfimfi ba ni mo no de be pia Barcelona would happen. Inti experienced Ricardo Rodriguez will be on the left against Lamine Yamal. The two centre backs are former Barcelona Magbatra as against former Leeds United Valencia Diego Llorente. Omienu ne bebo are two centre backs. Right back the Senegalese international Issou Sabali on the right, and so check the midfield na ehona Abrantia Efreno Cardoso and then Hernandez ebe double pivot no Ediamatima Efreno Real Betis with Antonio on the right, Isco and then Abrantia Efreno Jesus Rodriguez on the left. No Omanya Cucho Hernandez so lead line in the 4-2-3-1. So share front trainer Omujina Cucho Hernandez next year. Obe players obe Swift Isco because he's playing for Betis and in home. But last season he had about 19 man of the match performance, and this season we saw him against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. And the man Antonio Coca say, "Oh, no my team at Real Madrid, the only team Real Madrid abo no match about there. Why can't they beat Barcelona as well?" But with the firepower of Robert Lewandowski, you need that defense. Our mobile team are concentrated to stop FC Barcelona, and with Lamine Yamal, you may hear how Ricardo Rodriguez, Ebesia Martin on the left. So only leave space there. Barca team no be how, and with their form, all the big teams are even afraid to mad them. A game for Barcelona at home, and as a Franco, I feel Barca or what it takes to win this particular game. Maybe 3-1 for Barcelona at home.
All right, that was Andy Kem. Andy, thanks so much. My member Awa Mohammed na Yenshen Semino so kakra. Well, I know say Desiree Doué, born in France to a French woman, an Ivorian father. Paris Saint-Germain Usina, your good friend, Emirates Faye, the coach for Côte d'Ivoire. A course on any Kokasa no manabe body ama Côte d'Ivoire. To say the Zahamo ebe no. Egosi say.
Yeah, was only some of the French tabloids in the dim common or say only Desiree Doué na nkasa family. Enye Desiree Doué na nkasa no.
Only nebusiafo.
Only nebusiafo nyina. Omunya extensive talks. Nkomodie ni kweni mu pa, but the boy felt say he wants to represent the country that he was born. France. So boy no ever the option ti untimi for say boy no. To
say the sika kono kushia Jeremy Doku.
Yeah.
Ne mame.
Yes.
Na eventual boy.
Me who that pictures no pa me ka call Belgium then
call Belgium ne on Kazan.
Or start Rene call Belgium kushia mo me who that pictures no pa.
Yeah.
But unfortunately
the boy says he wants to play for
Belgium.
Yeah, Jeremy wanted to play for Belgium. He's playing for them. But Desire say Obebode ama Alele Blue.
Yes. So I don't know the final scene. And dog, interestingly, Oninia Penny wo ho.
Ewo he.
Oninia Penny ewo Stade Rennais of France. But no Boma Ivory Coast.
Oh, I see.
Your friend Doué Gela.
Ah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ono any call up immediately after some winning AFCON tournament no. Obekaya omo winning AFCON tournament no. Omo ko ball friendly game be of France. And dog that France for that game no omo boy no was the last game Max Alain Gradel a boy. After that game no na Okole say wa retire.
I see.
So Max Alain Gradel aboard that game now no catch him say wa retire. And dog okay 2006 omo ko World Cup no. Now 3 of the Ivorian players no you were more France. Interestingly MS Faye no so count. Alongside Guy Demel. Only Guy Demel net one.
Ooh.
Guy Demel Obeka no Hamburg. Yeah, be Germany in 2006. Yeah. Hamburg right back. So Guy Demel, MS Faye, and then Abdoulaye Meti or Marcel later on the ball Bolton Wanderers.
Yeah.
Now these were the 3 guys who were born in France, but they decided to represent Ivory Coast. And interestingly, when the AFCON tournament was ongoing, ye Jean-Philippe Gasset edit tour, edit Jumanama MS Faye, and Oma Guy Demel be assisting. So doc, Omumi no, and Omofa Jumano. Eventually,
no, France will be near body.
Oh, you're probably near Oma or PSG. No, also France wingers need your more options, and you're no because Mbappe can give you as a center man a bit me as Argentina the flanks.
He's played for them at under 17 level, under 19, under 21.
Yeah,
until I think that he will make it.
Oh, and his skill set now.
Yeah,
he's a brilliant,
very
player.
Skillful,
very
quick,
very skillful.
PSG no, se omuba no muyi Bakola. If you move side and the
yes.
I saw no say
He adds a lot of options.
Yes.
And I think that dog imagine say Ivory Coast minyana kebe bo mo pa. If you are onye Simon Adingra no more on chen. And interestingly, Ivory Coast are doing well in the recent World Cup qualifiers. And dog since 2014 omo ntimi ko World Cup. Since 2014.
I see.
Yeah, we say you omo na chance ye call ya 2006 ewo Germany. And you call 2010 ewo South Africa. And ye nyina sa call Brazil. Ye call Russia 2018 and ye mienu nyina e call tena echiri. Bakata 2022 ye kubi. Ba omo ntimi anko.
I see.
So the list of current players no omo bona omo team no, none of them have ever stepped foot on a pitch in a World Cup game.
I see.
Nani ya waka ya Max Allen Gradel nkwa oboma omuma omoji AFCON after AFCON no retire. So the current generation no Seko Fofana, Obeka Frankie Anikesi, Obeka Ibrahim Sangare, Obeka the likes of
number 9.
Yes, Sebastian Halle. None of them said you. So I had doc. We mu ene current crop of players and Komunya Desiree Dua, but the boy decided to play for France.
All right.
And interesting, so who's a Nigerian new coach now by no? Or also embark on one trip. One of the main targeter or Konesi Obishia Itan Mwaneri. Arsenal boy no. Yes.
No, say Bukayo Saka ba say na hini na ya be
yeah. O say obe make sure say obe boss door, obe knock that door no. Say bitima possible. It was a Nigeria for the elders omo doso. Omo di Leslie Ugochukwu echi wama. Kani Chukwu Emeka omo di nechi wama. Where Chelsea defender Abdul Nasser Oluwatosin Adara Bioyo wama. Now the next player they are looking for is Itam Mwaneri. Who's a Nigeria they over she to move and even Shagbonla say omo di nechi.
Gabriel Agbola ho amfa.
Wama. Mekai one
Danishi to the
boy. Mekai one defender be Neptune Onuoha. No Sunderland later on be Manchester City. Doc omudi nechi sa se omebo eno se oma.
No kwasem say changing nationality especially from England to other a whole lot. Yeah, man for fun simple.
Yes.
It entails a lot.
Doc me aware of what went on with Ademola. It took time. It take time before say Ademola be switch the nationality from England. Ebe Boama Nigeria.
Okay. Well, if you honum, an opena me gather information be see Al Belouizdad. Information I'm gathering nature is Oma send the scouts Abba. Now they are looking for Razak Simpson, the captain of Nation FC, the Black Stars player. Nano Oshe Hatsufuki. Na uti nkomona they are bent on sending him there.
Yeah.
Na me share Ghanaian players moving to the Maghrebian countries, North Africa. One effect on their career no, and even omutu kwan sana Black Stars chances no.
And dog asem we say hwene kan ye. We say yeah, your players are more movie especially on the continent no. And dog ya ba be drew emrebia within few times and our circumstances, a local player enya call up to Black Stars. Within short time, he ceases to be a local player.
A Black Stars player?
Yes, or a local. Say onya consistent call up 1, 2, 3 beer. Ubi say enche beer, he ceases to be a local player.
Onya local player biom. Onya call up. Na call up nuku onya na se we nya bikra mokra na. Eden so because we Black Stars. A local player.
Ni profile no kosro. Enti me na say bani say ya say player ni a very young boy, especially so or say ko European countries e betimi develop personal skill set na o man be benefit, but ya na say ni age no ekosoro a ubenu ya na edin say European clubs be fan.
Is the reason me advocating sometimes back say
me kai was strong stance.
Me what choice and Kaubo local league now bro 20 years I mean from Black Stars.
Me kai
especially say if you are not working into the team. Yes, we can we more exposure. No way.
Yeah.
Nansalam temu koko we are at the end of the day, the nation, even the club no doesn't usually benefit.
Yeah.
Player no pay, but the nation doesn't. But say oye younger, no nya that experience, no ko Europe untema, o ko develop it ebabeboa. who share a golden generation, the last one now.
Yeah.
Bonso munyina to quantem.
Yeah.
Jonathan Mensah, John Mensah,
Yes.
John Boy, Samuel Lincoln,
Yes.
Harrison Affle,
Yes.
Michael Essien, Asamoah
Yes.
Sule Muntari,
Derek
Derek Boateng.
Yes.
They traveled early.
Yeah.
First, no, the boy and says, yes, Sally wo youth competition. Omuko yard under 17 number. Bones under 17 for a yard, no. And you crab 80% go out.
Yeah.
Omuko out, they develop and then come and play for us.
Yeah,
So Senegal for us are there
I mean, Kamara Mona Obomo.
17-year-old no more than national team. Omunya who say extra talented. 17, 18. No more do have national team. No be FIFA who know to kwai. No more show. O monitor o career path no. Usual be France and now Belgium. No why ya. Until we need to look at it very well.
A very big issue, a very big issue.
Who's
a Senegal now will make you example. A clear example ni Lamine Camara.
Now look at Lamine.
Now, or says a mainstay guy. Another boy, Amara Diofas, say Barcelona HCC. So I think it's a session. Doc, take a look at Danlad Ibrahim.
Yes.
Say Danlad Ibrahim ko Ethiopia and one.
No national team.
Now, man for advocate, Richard Boduagadas, he was playing, even Minio say, or called Tunisia, he's playing consistently. So, Minio, Doc, Razak Simpson, say, any Europe, no, Bekona, or do North Africa or any of the Eastern African countries. Forget, the Black Stars.
North African, Kasaye, Babia, and Ghanaian players.
One of the things.
Apart from Egypt. Egypt, na kakreti mi boho. But Omuko, Tunisia, Morocco.
Tunisia, Morocco.
Tunisia, apart from Harrison Affle.
Harrison. Who's Harrison Quadia by the time someone go no mature kakra. Wa boko tokona even 2011 no Moka Esperance team na eje CAF Champions League no. Wa mature just on few occasions.
Because Charles Taylor, Alessa Samuel Makwekwe,
Emmanuel Clote ko Esperance. Sadat Bukari ko Kalbisa Kwame Pokumo. Oh, there were a lot of them. So, Doc and Razak Simpson, 26.
26.
She said now the market is either going to be in the North Africa or the Gulf.
Yes. So, Unya 26 is what Ura mainstream Europe. Into North Africa, some of these Eastern African countries or the Gulf. Maybe let's see how things pan out. But see how there is that. Once Razak Simpson, let's see.
Although you make a lot of money.
Yes.
The entire Omoko Africa na yenhwe omo biono it is because to say there's a Franco can or hano your friend almost say yan from once and true ni bi bekasa.
Yes.
See league in your papa and yan from it is the reason why they are giving a call up to the national team. And again North Africa for the Franco omo demand you to do on our maturity level ni so
demand ne was so
no mo 200,000 euros be fawa oba you need to give them results.
Yes.
And also follow the food that when you have the numbers you can deliver. Into that believe, said the guys, rather than say they are 40. I think he had developed very well.
Yes.
He had developed very, very well.
And I think in the 26 you're more
he's developed very, very well. I think upon all the amount of money they splash Savanko, maybe you also be team at he's a quality player, he's good, he's matured, at least when your opportunity to play for the Blasters, even in a away game, ASLA. This is the biggest platform for him to excel as a player. But unfortunately, the teams are had a demand and nothing else. North Africa, they demand and nothing else.
Last night I was speaking with the Arno. Demands no so.
Piso Mosimani say.
Demands no.
Piso Mosimani say. Oh, why your lineup no? Almost the omu dear ba. E was stadium ho. Enti o ba na omu dear ni bi ni mu a. Na omu ha se e complaining. O sha ya pon ni kura no pressure fufuro sa ba. Enti North Africa is full of pressure. Omu timi fa coach 3 months on bepam no. Asa ko fa an upgrade. Enti omu they have everything to excel so far as football is concerned. Enti wo ko ha na what you say o ko gi 500,000 euros no e ho adwuma na wo kwakoy David
U17 update here kaka
was some few games be baso and for me I think I was impressed with Mali over result Omonya after winning in the first game against winning in the first game against Angola, and then the last game they won against Central African Republic, and not 2. And for me, getting that 2-0 win, very good for them. Interestingly, result me surprised kakra Tunisia holding defending champion Senegal to a goalless draw. Senegal, dog, almost dominating on the continent too. Under 17 champions, ne yomo. At a point, under 20 champions, ne yomo. Chan team, ye bought Chan tournament, ne yomo. Until Ivory Coast 2023, koya. No more African champions.
You see, the Senegal, the moye na accident.
Yeah, deliberate.
A deliberate and plan.
Yes.
Check it as part for projects now.
Yes.
From Qatar and then the moye in Senegal.
Yeah.
And a number of academies.
She Patrick Vera Academy now moye no. She Generation Foot, she US Gori, and all those academies are doing massive job.
They had a lot of them, and they scan even around the African continent and bring young talent there.
Yeah.
Now, omu collaboration with France.
And one can Mets ne Generation Foot a strong collaboration. So Sadio Mane, Diafra Saku, Papi Matassa, Lamine Camara, all those guys have been shipped out.
Wow.
It's a deliberate. So conference ne bia so onye bi mbo na bia no ma he opportunity bi o Austria na near dinako. Sadio Mane said you dog among for refi se wako Austria da o. Among for refi Lamine Camara mwako ninama ube udi Afrasako no mo dinako Belgium bi and any different other country be a profile ne be wo from kakra obenya less pressure o develop no asaba back to Mets onyini ane dinaba Western. So Sadio Mane from Okor Mets, Okor Salzburg, Wababak, Afeni Atonaba Southampton. From Southampton, he developed all of a sudden. We saw him at Liverpool, and there he was. So, Doc, this is how they are deliberately doing their thing. And where Senegal, Adia Moyen say academies no, FNA omo a big contract omo signing. So FNA kasa as a team, omo ko scout you bia o. Omuma under 17 and under 20 coaches now co academies no. No mapa ko pick the best ones no. No mapa be assemble omo, at train omo. After that, they pick the best ones and go to the tournament. So we say after tournament no, some of them ebetimi make good moves. And no akano no more the omo share under 17 under 20 teams no. After that, near potential ne was no. Na man call up the Taranga Lions. Quickly, you see say top agents will be coming for him. And after that, we will say to me call those teams now. After that, no ababe bo national team. So Doc, neo kanu Senegal adia omoye no enye by accident. It has been a deliberate step that has been taken by Kosinyan Techi's own Gulfred, Augustine Singoni, FNO, omoye jumapa. Because at a point in time, to make sure say watch all tournaments. Doc, me if you guys be soccer, ni na soccer.
Yes. And this is so much I take.
So enye by accident.
All right. Udu ma yanya basketball kakre na.
Yeah, quickly. Was it just around 8 days to the end of the regular season? Was it omobo regular season na? Afi ye be pick teams are omobe remu into the playoff no. So Doc, playoff no na they determine who wins the competition no. But was it some seasons ago omuyi top 8 conference via Eastern Conference ebe yomu top 8 na Western Conference yomu top 8 na afi ya CD omu 8th position be share first, 7th be share second, 6th be share and then you of course you see the third meeting fourth and all those things you know. But this time around the the competition be our friend play in. So first 6 no more automatic spot. Now from 7th to 10th no. Unze mo 4 teams. No more play in as a 2 times game of a sort. Near the 2 teams. No more be cut top 6. Now you top 8. So Eastern Conference at the 8 beba, Western Conference at the 8 beba. Then they enter into the playoff and no they determine who wins the competition. I say Golden State Warriors so money brepa since around 2021 or winning competition around 2022 yeah or winning competition donc omo nyamfa omo sankan trophy no gold LA Lakers since 2020 LeBron James and Bronny James ne ba no
they are trying their way and see how they are going to make it. For the Omama OKC for Oklahoma City tender DK for the top spot in the Western Conference. And for me, Cleveland Cavaliers are doing a very good job by taking the first step in terms of the first position in the Western Conference. Boston Celtics, defending champions, NLD are with the second also Mickey rules for that winner. And so you hear how the playoff is going to shape up. With 8 days to go, we are looking for a regular season. Teams are making into the playoffs. No, Doc, who then becomes the winner of this season's NBA competition, Doc?
Yeah. All right. Our Muhammad Hudu, yena wase na menkan de say fees same free Didi Obuase honum. Didi the free Akuma Dan Senior High School or say. My humble doctor, okay. Could it be that the advisors of Coach Abdullah Ghazali have yet to advise him to grant an important interview and apologize to Kotoko? Or is he thinking that the story is dead? If Ghazali doesn't know, football fans are the only people on earth who don't forget easily. Maybe he needs to read about why Paul Heckenbatten never enjoyed his coaching duties at Leeds United simply because he once made a derogatory remark against them. Doc, initially, I didn't want to begrudge Coach Ghazali for wanting to prove his worth in their game against Kotoko, but he unnecessarily allowed his raw and uncontrolled emotions to exaggerate his touchline reactions. I see Ghazali as a Kotoko project for the future, whom Krobia has already invested in significantly. Doc, it is out of loyalty, gratefulness, and respect that most players refuse to celebrate after scoring against their former teams. This is from Didi Akumadan Senior High School and the president of Kessben Sports, Anes. Yanko Jengimen Dental Clinic. Na yeni Dr. Albert Sian Ajiman Eninkomo. Albert, let's say.
Oh, Doc, Yanko Pound, who now say?
Jana Dum. Bibia fine.
Oh, yeah, Yanko.
Na Doc is where?
Oh, Yanko Pound, CEO of Gentleman Dental Clinic, Mr. Eric Frimpong. Make us say, Watian and Nechi Kakra.
I see.
Jumaya home. Neho Eyepa.
I was there the last time, and
okay.
I was really impressed.
Oh, sure.
By Abripo Junction.
Exactly.
On Soutra Absa Bank, no.
Exactly.
I go in him on your left towards Abripo Junction. Bantama Oko Abripo Junction.
Exactly.
And then a man who was when muti.
Oh yes.
Maybe a cleaning kakra.
Oh nice.
And I think I was well treated.
Wow.
Yes.
Thanks for the recommendation.
And Fidianu team say, white and I'm say cleanliness there. Bibi kakrebi na omo de sanitizer people video no people clean. I say wow. Sir. I just love the place.
Sure.
Yeah, great.
Dedi kan mechiao. No kwasem ni watade no efepa.
Oza
top ni nice pa.
Oscar Mag Boutique.
Oh nice.
Or the free take in a brave.
Sir.
Yeah, menu.
All right. Anti Gentleman Dental Clinic and nano pe ye chia obi bia otie programming ewo Kessben television so Koswana etie program no sanse ensem na ye de brown ye ensem a ebe boa ebe enhance wapomuden no ama wonso wanum apomuden no afa ne ntoma pa efra de bia meka se aya na empembrebe no ye neglect ye nipadua no na ye other things but on say enum na pomuden no say o sekra no obetumi asmile a kire o friends ene camera phones aba ene nkofu twa pictures, people are becoming photogenic day in day out. Obi ene obi kasa send for picture send me eno money ade ni nyina say ese no efa e ma wan kasa wo confidence no e costro nti Gentleman Dental Clinic say ese asay no hwehwe ye kira kwan e wo Kumase Bantama Abrepo Junction na yenye ese no ho adwuma emfama o say ideally no e wo say ese nka e wo say either white or off white enye se chinchina se wo se no eye fita te se shirt ya ehemi nemom no se ese no eye white ana off white se esesa na kwakoye te se ese ne ya yellow ese no eye pale brown ese no eye dark enum ni ade a na chese ese no ye declare as dead tooth ese no asai na ansana ese ne bese no on se so television so a ese na ewo so no baako aye ati say a brownish ash bi ene hwemo.
Yes,
what it means ni say ese we no nipa bebre eyade aye tai ho obi o kasa un se ne se no sei na akwakoye ida say onya tooth trauma ne say ebi o tehwe onya accident entokwa bi na obi ebo ni pra no ese no so a living organism enti your nerves are carry blood any oxygen supply them ese no enti as a result of say trauma na esi ye nti no ubehu se na nerves no ate ana say akate enti afei blood ne oxygen na e say e flow ko ese ni mu na e de koma pop no etimi power ese no ma ese no etimi e function kama no ubehu se na afei en supply ne biem afei ebu okra trauma nti no pop no e blast egu ese ni mu enti ama ese ne color no a ewo inside no asesa enti eba ne sa no a enipa na kasa obie na no kra kasa na eye ne den ne confidence e kofom we na ye kasa Judgment Dental Clinic ye Kumase Bantama Abepo Junction Total Filling Station ho Accra your branches no bi enso e wo ho nti me the numbers no ebeto dwa nam the locations no atodwa baabi a eben wo no bomode na hwehwe ye kira kwan na ye mfa procedure mu kama sanse Ghana ha de ya place ye branches no strategically ti baabi eben obi a obetumi akọ enti ama esen no ho asem no ne ka aye bibi a ede e wo ho obi ho no ma meka say esen no e bia smoking onum cigarette na onom no ana shisha na wonom no engusie na wonom no on say ema osiase no ogam na e wo say e cover osena etuetua ojobon ho no ema ese no one eye water resistant waterproof enti drinks ayenom nsu ayenom ensa ayenom no nyina entimi mfa ese no ho enkoginagina ese na se but smoking ni ma ese na se no ebiebie ema other things etumi ewura ho sana ema bacteria so kwan ma ono so etumi ewura ho na bacteria no akodidi ese na se enti bacteria no edidi ese na se sa no a na ama ese na se no enam se etuetua wapantai kasa enu nti no omutumi wiwi ojobo no ho ama afei na ese no aye mobile ese no demo na udididi odewisa no na eno so kofa problem e de abrɛw eba ne sa na yehu se wonya dead tooth hwehwɛ o dentist e kira kwanye fanfa procedure mu kama obi ho no ma meka say ne se no problem abam a wonya teeth sensitivity ana onya sharp shock pain bi e wo ne se ne mu enenti ema chilled food ana aduane a enyunu ana ehye no ontumi endi bi eba ne sa no a na wakoto ebia mouthwash our market but enye ni nyina so because mouthwash antiseptic solution e wo say doctor ene recommend mouthwash e de ma wo na wankasa do pe na fe na kosa kofa problem foforo e de abrɛw oba Judgment Dental Clinic asane ma no nyina ebegyae ana obi nso ho no ma cavities entokro ababededa esene mu entokro na ababededa esene mu no on say esene no layers miensa the outer layer no and I said the outer covering na yehu no me no kasa hu ne ye friend enamel no eno ne the hardest human body part enti se bibi eto enamel na enya immediate ena unya ensunsanso no enti entokro abededa but nipa no anti pain the next layer na friend dentin na the reaction ne say unya teeth sensitivity e ma wo no efemfemo but nipa na tena ho ama on say na ese no awiwia ma say no pop na ehye mfimfin no a eye the last no eno na power se no say emoi akwakoto pop no na omu didim say pop no enti eba ne sa na nerves no because eno contain o blood cells no na o tissue no enti eba ne sa na mo ani didi ho no sa no na o ma say nerves no enti afei oxygen ne blood na say flow into your pop no ma ese no so enya hoden no ni nyina no na ese no asai empembebre o title we say oh maybe dompe ana maybe kase mepe calcium. Yes, calcium is good, but we are saying say o pop no and supply minerals no edema ose no enti se bibi eto ese na ema bi won kra wotumi nya pain ewo ose ne mu eti obi won ma infection no kra de anstati free enamel no mu ekostati free ese no apex wono na ADD edeba ewo inside enti onhu but oha otese pain enti owisa ade na pain ye o ya no no wasan a divert free the other side no e de call ne side no because oti pain no ha instead so be kwa ko hu dentist no wa relax oti ho ene se wa change gia iti wo de nam no aba the other side no e ho ne se no o refa
o wini bonkum a ene oti ya no enti ne ma no wini nifa
sa but onim se emu ano oral bacteria no a ye frɛ no streptococcus mutant no oguso a odidi esinimu enti odidi esinimu sa no na afei o say tissues no o say tissues no ho no usafe na tissues no na astate na airpro no na enyunugu inside afei ubo say with time ubo say na nipa no na nafono fa nyina na ahono obi so ho a ubo say o se ne se no eye ne ya ohun se ne se asenam no gam no asoele kakra ase obrahye ohun blood ewom ni ade ohun sa ne mani bia immediately frɛ your number no was 055 913 9582 055 913 9582 and 0549 906 588 0549 906 588 into bomodi ane frɛ Judgment Dental Clinic yo Kumase Bantama Abrepo Junction ebi ameka say oti kam elko Accra Koforidua enomoni ade ana wo hwe wo television so Kessben edru wiase nyina yewo 2 branches wa Accra yewo Nungwa main lorry station wa ene yewo Domi Kwabenya Atomic Down roundabout no so Judgment Dental Clinic ye branch no bi ewo ho okọ Techiman yewo magazine wa eho ena Judgment Dental Clinic magazine road yewo okọ Koforidua ye ne Central Police Station no ena ebon ho pe ewo Koforidua branch okọ Takra de yewo Banchase Tadisco down former GN Bank eho ena yewo Aflao yo Aflao High Street no ye ne Eco Bank no ena ewo building bakumu ena okọ Tushigu that is Tamale yo Tushigu ye ne Central Post Office no ena ehwe animu but Kumase eye Bantama Abepo Junction Total Filling Station ho enti se obi etna homa ne se no eseye a ekofa nsunsuaso bebre ena edeba no sanse esen eye nipa animonyam se esen eguanuma in fact my confidence no ekofom make say esen no edu point bi a se se ne de edu ne se no asai gisa yetu se no nso so a abofra na ne se etu a esan efifi but penimodie se wo se etu a eno gisa wo hye enti oba Judgment Dental Clinic ye yet to replacement nso so e wo yaso ye ho de kan se esen etu se eye 8 10 20 kra na etu a oba Judgment Dental Clinic ye besi esen no e de ama kama yo de removable one no ne friend denture no eno ubetumi ayi na wo de ahye na de mu kama ye wo Vaplus no so e wo ho ye wo PFM de friend porcelain fused metal ne nyina eno ye permanent one ye shema 25 30 40 years na eda so e hye ho dental implant ye be fixe e de abo ojaw bone mu entu ebiem ese no aye kokko opese ye teeth whitening e de ma wo ye be ye ne nyina e de ama wo ebi a meka say efi akwakohye ese ne mu as a result of enuane a ye di no nipa bia odi aduane efa oyem ekọ osimu de eye den a obenya nsunsuaso sanse ye nuane a ye di no either say eye sugar ana carbohydrate ye sorry no pe bi manum cocoa beverages enom ne ade ebi susu kra edi fufuo ampesie ni nyina ye carbohydrate eno so convert into glucose the banasa na oral bacteria no enam say debris na eka yesen so na that sticky film bia wo the tissue efa osiachi ahun say bibi tentan bi e wo sen so mostly obrashia especially tang no so ubo say bibi tentan bi e wo so sa ayete say flames bi sa ne ma ne da wo sen so a etimi echi na e develop into tata and I say a develop into plaques e ba na sa obu okra okasa obo say yellow bi ni green bi e hye ho apart from that no ema halitosis egu wani ase ema halitosis sa wo kanya nsasem se de na wanum pampan no enya nipa no otie ya na ne refi
oh sabo
oh yes Say opentem ama waka ntem no nya ne baby akọ.
O kasa no kwa on concentrate.
On concentrate. Enti no eba na sa egu enipa ni mase.
Untimi so nka asumsem.
Untimi ka asumsem. Say de bia no covid atwam. But obi o halitosis bia fili social distance nti tem bi obi ampese obeben no. E na sa microphone experience depression because eye ne say as obi ampena sem as oni adamfo etitem bi ono nko anenam. Ghanaian dental clinic na yenye no procedure your friend scaling and polishing. And from your sophisticated machines and instruments, you found very well sending them when you plaques ne tata ne in Yania Akoshe Yesim Ache. Ama in fact, am I yenum sent abaho and a face who say a deal was an assessana and Mauseno etumi a mobile time no eseno etumi etu. It is all said ye eseno aya. In fact, a good enipa enumasi kaka and a warso. BBBA and say meant to me I'm bold problem no because of time in here.
All right,
Gentleman dental clinic say fair was 055 913 9582 055 913 9582 and our friend was 0549 906 588 0549 906 588. Me sorry ya friend me na yentwetwe enkomo. Gentleman Dental Clinic, book an appointment with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Hasuya na yefri aye bani ya tuwaj media so live on Kessben television, Kessben 93.3 FM and a Kessben 92.9 Ewon Cry. You can still follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We say, can we take the Ghana Football Association to court if they award points to House of Oak and other teams due to Inswatreman's withdrawal from the league? We lost a cherished supporter, 3 valuable points, and bore the cost and risk of playing. Our players were given red cards, yet other teams will now receive 3 points without earning them. If care is not taken, this could allow teams to overtake Kotoko in first place. What kind of law is that? The best solution would be to award all clubs 6 points. Otherwise, this sets a bad precedent. What if in the final match to determine the league winner, a team bribes its opponent not to play, securing an automatic 3 points? Unfortunately, the person didn't add his name, but I think some discussions are na minim se obi ka say worrisome.
We watch them.
The
first one and the
second one.
The problem of Ghana football is that Samra we want to go to the clubs no. But yeah, teaching mu suma clubs.
That's the issue.
And you say football ya team. Your problem I do munyina say we are active participant, the football people, the clubs, the spenders, who any problem with this particular law. But those outside, the consumers, are saying that we have favor we yes. But clubs no more at least every club or lawyer. Say Ekobase on deal when it come to law. Again, Emre omo ye nyina omo ko Congress aye de kire omo se mra we emra e ana emra bi ye change na kose
enumpo de nyese omo ko Congress ansa no mbeko na ba be 2 weeks kopim so mbeko no ye send documents in my clubs ni nyina emo ko steady wo person consult lawyer bia wako consult no wako Congress
nti omo ko a omo say the empany informal trama ye say omo ni of the civia omo how I wish fans na omo wechi no kaye omo benya chance no makwa he Ghana Congress ni bi gomo bank bi abeka na no atum Congress wona ensembo ni abasobo nko anom koye wo any campaign delivery and omo kokoye wo enti uti akira agree who and it doesn't mean you don't have an opinion. You have an opinion too, but the point you are making is that whichever way you look at it from, whether it favors Kotoko, whether it doesn't favor Kotoko, whether it favor the clubs, whether it doesn't favor the clubs have accepted. Say, we name Brao Yusu yet the Mao. It's sad, but what can we say? Because the actors believe that this is the best for him. So let them enjoy. Say I call the Tia Kotoko, go stars and enjoy. Who even knows going forward? ebe happen to other club nti we na senkomo ko the next congress also almost a raise concern say sab emra na nkasa de nkomo hwemu bio no mo hwe de bibi o mo betimi aya for samra no but the class are quite I've not seen anyone complaining
so but why would you complain say to say the okay ya I pass it through all the processes and na mu nyina makoji atum say emra ye de ye adwumani the FA is only applying a regulation.
I agree.
Nti to say the obi bisa say betimi the FA na court no ukoye de court
oh team
ukoye de court court no kwa emra na ebobo boku sansana de obi court no obu mra so
yes
in this case FA apply omo amra
and as e bia because emra no a big into kwa test law in the court of law but sankrofo ya kwa test their mom they are very okay with the law.
Asante Kotoko, for example, officially management and complaining. No, sir, omunim. Safo dukumunim say eyemra ewo mu football nim. A omunyina de ye adwuma. Enti uko complain say you only complain when you are being treated unfairly. And unfair treatment when obi did there enyemra edi. But they did we eyemra. Obeye ne den. Enti ebrebi atwam. Nanka ebe bibi say ya kase team no wan compete nti yan scrappy all the games awabo into our winning the boy and also so one disadvantage you
yes
because them fans will be ashen home and away na obi nso so say team na hye no ba kope anampo team no so ashen home and away wa wo hye home and away near scrappy a we lose 6 points but the ono ne na ammo no ana one ne boy ya or the team now were free national no yen 10 points be now we are bet 6 points and you look at it and say me players are camp mako fi prepare my bibia edo mako away akwa winning 3 points etua winning bonus the amomu efe ni so etua de se omutua ni bibia police ni ade yes team ni so ajabo nti sa me points ni nyina so yen shingo so they weigh the two and decide as a game ayabo the entrao the ya mono nipa ni drew a friend for feature uni obi wo match o mebo wa ma na ya teno me kai some years back has work in the youngsters yes has anko that time has a G League na wi na the youngsters here points no to avoid relegation those times Mr. Setieboa
yes
and no na ba that time na obi anko a lose only 3 points of the match no one quiet besa till additional 3 points 3 goals enti ohene court no de ubetumi akọ ba de bekọ akwesi aga eno ni asem
whichever way to say the okay no obia wo the advantage and disadvantage and emre bia ye be sure o mamu no de ya be favor obi de ya in favor obi enti the clubs are not complaining and as Franco Naro said the FA is only applying a regulation and we must accept it. Going forward, that's a bit me attest here, so we be calling for amendment, then we do so.
All right. Good news for House of Oak, and they said they are returning to their favorite home grounds, Accra Sports Stadium. In the House of Oak game, or Bonu Nyameya Duma Echinano, say the Uraya Mpofo Ankara and the National Sports Authority for paying for Puma Okwema House of Oak will be returning. Andy, NARO questions here be bro, minim se ba kubi o abera and san nkebi ahwe and league games na. No when your time.
I'm sure has the story okay.
Yes.
Has a brepa in the last seasons. Edu be on bom kra okumase. Edu be on kwa brankese. They have to go to Sogakope or Mako Legon back to Accra Sports Stadium. Sanema we nyina inconsistency about House of Oak again and some fans at stadium. Again it affect players because football there, Franco, team BNU, I'm yet to see that statistics say team BLU I renew away any home.
No. And you cry team no beko relegation crow benya points more no home. In away.
Yes. Kwabi Bremen at the point they went to relegation but they beat Kotoko at assume. And team dear home grounds and a man was strong. Home ground a man was fearful. And then more big backgrounds will be or say sad grounds we are ye dear. We need to be very careful. Sad grounds we are ye dear. Say yeah, corner ya need a one to results. Adriana Stars lose almost touch when it comes to Domano. She almost last seasons in the table. And then almost bio. But elsewhere, the name Adriana who power in the Ghana Premier League say. So check 16 teams are canning and no more. You are sure say Adriana at worst ewo doma ba coupe bi no ma draw. But in recent time the story is not the same. Until Bo said Adriana pre 8th, 10th, 11th, 13th, eho no more that. Omuntimi stay at the very top management to be enkoye farmer. It has of folk knowing them say Accra no more see omo kanya for all these years. They who identify omo a honey baby omo enjoy that kind of achievement. A honey omo players that enjoy with the fan base, the unflinching support and everything from the Accra Sports Stadium. Ne kodru say also call left, also call right, also call. Let the be a players here the much na and the loss of concentration craba. Because ene yesem nkwa etine yesem nkwa enti opponent today ba no no aba beba ehu anka wo set tone so na nko no di bob no mutese ahu no nyina firi and clearly one nya chance a follow house of folk bi abedi atum say the has anything be kwa kobobola the fear factor na ye until the bones are rotten and has the no other teams no and the story no nyina anya the same thing. Because an Obeko Stadium fancy Cromoba Stadium cause yada baba her ball no enim se Martin ye boni ha and I see your boni ha. In just a few moments, so I know about the house schooling on. You don't go to Gakope, you don't have a crash post to do. Inti, Adia and Quebec create awareness. And my fans say, who say, oh, Sunday, wouldn't say what call match who comes and quite a Baba and supposed to do.
Okay.
And nowhere else. The same thing apply to a house. So it's good. So, money penny for a cast and almost samba back. It will benefit them. And to your money, maybe I'm again, Baba a crash post.
Yeah, crash post stadium.
Right. Meaning starting league matches.
Mamin come but the message we na ye be call a new life homeopathy clinic near Dr. Mark J. Edin come about. We say please ask Andy Kem for me if he will sack or maintain Hasbro coach after losing to Nations FC. Crucial Raul Oba. Obeba be yano edi amaye. Ye wo Ghana League games aye koba. Ye beba be di home komo. Some interesting fixtures coming up. But MC Malik, ono expert when it comes to African football. Osidue was called up last international break. He even played against Croatia. Yes, he played, but he still qualified to play for Cote d'Ivoire because of an age. He has tested the senior team in an official match. He's from then a blue, I didn't get it if it's a French. For Simpson, it's not only Belouizdad that is monitoring him. Without Zamalek, RS Bekani, Simba, Mamelodi Sundowns, they have their eyes on Razak Simpson. After his goal against House of Oak, alerted Orlando Pirates and APL from Rwanda. And no a free Abrantia, a friend MC Malik. You called New Life Homeopathy Clinic. Na a Dr. Mark J. Doc. Good morning.
Good morning, Minia.
Now who are there?
Nyamiatum.
Ban was the same VVM.
Oh, Nyamiatum.
Which are for who?
Nyamiatum.
Life for New Life Homeopathy Clinic. It is saying.
Yankupa Daruma. Yarisane and Nije. And then my pankwana ekoso.
Yeah.
The New Life day Nyamiatum, which is strong.
Other Romania Casafa dear.
And there you won't come walk a crabby na minicanfa and chiak sema Ghanaman this year 8 na almost Kessben 93.3 FM and those on the television. So my chair will be BR. Na and they young common no near mammy no near Becca Wasem, but in no in synopsis and in brief.
Okay.
The decani NEPS condition. Also, you can NEPS is one of the problem. How many pabi brain
nerves here day in
say you can NEPS near friend in Tinia because of a can casam in Tino. Ya dear General veins. Tino yen to say nerves here veins.
Okay.
Veins here blood vessels. Veins and mojafem.
Yeah.
By a
veins and arteries.
Arteries, veins, blood vessels, capillaries, whatever. Blood vessels, they are all blood component mojafem.
Yeah.
By a can't nerves and on the mojafem. I had to say electricity.
Yeah.
I won't pedrianim.
And they carry impulses and messages from There be obi tiwa obeti kra no ye nerves ni mu na fa na wati.
Very well. Ono na schedule no.
Yes.
Say or coordinating activities and the muscles no. Especially coordinating activities between the body and the brain. And it's like you said.
Yes, will be a touch. The nerves will be a carbon.
Be a carbon. With the might be me can some ways I was and they say no na epilepsy. We say positive negative go share pena.
Touch it.
It's nerves here ade bi ese ebo ho ban. Because say nya butre say ye nerves discussion. That's what we call nervous system. Na ensem wo mu no ye hia be 3 hours to finish.
I agree.
Because nipadua ye gina hoyi if you tibesi una ase nerves na adwuma. Brain and it taking charge of the whole nipadua no. But or obi no na communicate through the body your nerves no use. Into training obi de nsa kan obete nerves. Obi de nsa kan onase obete nerves. Ade twa obete ete hair condition kama nerves in the my who say ahenyu.
And they say oba ni be machine na obete the creams and
nerves, yes of course. I think can't kwa nerves you.
I see, any nerves in the
oh, yes, pa. Se see our kasa make us nerves in the way to make us. So, once you know, bubu any nerves no na so, I know your voluntary way be a nerves in the Yamaya, your cranian ye. Also, when you know that one and no blanket.
Voluntary.
So, I say, indeed, one near maybe or what nerves need to juma. Me no me no ye nim says, and nerves no, and a decide juma near day. No, na or how bahwa. Na do how p abreni peduano. Na the kind true the home friend sciatic nerve no. Once you can sciatic nerves, I can't sciatic pain I may no be take a din every ho. Nerves be I know they are visible kakra. If you top one and so lower back. A foul to Diano, a foul to a sea be 19. Na sa nerves need do how p brainipa, especially mothers no. Obo so okoda ona obi o ha oda ne nan nyina sensen anadwo no obe prensa chese pain ko an odida yawo obi o se meto ase twetweme obe ho se ne tudua na ode tenase no eye ne ya esa fa ne to ase eba ne kotodwe na ekofom fa ne calf ne musa na descend down enti ade a de o how pi ebre nipa ma enipa ne bi entumi enda anadwo. What I say, all because of Nelson and Nina Nkumo, but what take pain, a dear friend Yao. It is all honor who sell to us to channel, to Diana ya, a foul cylinder pen never former, and no sciatic nerves na a critic that pain. And your wall be your honswa, meaning the attention to maintenance in check. Or tenacity for more than 5 minutes per now or come. Because in the lower back, every nene to Diana Casano, no or tea yao pa no or penny, never funny cylinder penny more, only a hot top. Obi also jina for more than 5 minutes but no conform. Obeko form sisi a on to me jina for more than 5 minutes. And also nerves no na a criticize no. And ye will be also on 94 5 minutes per so tenase. Baby anko be the be 30 minutes bet man nanti akono. Ono de 5 minutes after no bo na ne nan nyina ye du ana sensen ana ye ne ya. Na ma movement are very difficult. Enti sa nipa no be na on to me enante. Enti ye wo kwan bi a nerves ne fa so di e bone a ye yankasa ya adwen ye dai eni so ane ye wo ni anu bi on so na ma na okwa fafa lose ne balance so ono mo nsa enso timi say ni movement no enkoyi from maybe na control ni movement and also your nerves na di say adwuma no ana wona ono a onya stroke enso paralyze ni nyina ne say e free ni waist e be si form enya adwuma ne na ni mienu nyina adwojo ana awu ana ayedu ana aye weak into ogina ho a enye support no ana on this support no enso na sa nipa no onya stroke ba nerves na man na fini waist eba from na nya dwuma ana obi on so ana nsam enu nyina egu ne ho kwa so ontimi fa nya hwe egu ne ho kwa obi okro so ade mu ana efrato because nsana is very stiff to the point say ontimi nya firm grip of ade na ekita no ana obi on so abehwe no na sabio ne nipadua na nkasa na one side aye dudududududu into on baby a floor task so kra na opoli all because na dwen ne sane na no apagya enso mpagya na etwe form na eyi na bofom enti nerves no na ma ye lose your control your balance na de yaw ebre nipa ne sa ana obi on so behwe na ne nan na odi si fom no o se ase aye dududu ana ase etofotofo te se de onam ensuo bi mu ana so otiti ateche mu ana fom bi na wone na ase eno so nerves na de saa de ne ba se ne na hyempabo mu esi fom o ohun sunsun bi aye dai ewom eno so nerves na di bone and then some people to behwe na o mu sheki oso pen mu ne sabe oso saa na oja to ne nipadua no ba bia tumi wo so na ni achi ne lips ba bia tumi wo so saa de no so nerves no na create that impression na bi mu won so a onya burning behwe na ne ho hyehye no especially na na esi form no ehu tumi hyehye na na onu ahu se no ote pen dodo ebi nso behwe na omachi asomdue ni hokra de bia na chi ye ne ya na ode ahye ne spinal cord no eno so nerves etumi ye enti nerves no anema enipa etumi cut bia bi mu asebe ebia na ye wo no na onye disable ye fan so onye disable wo ba no kama ba nerves we betima am disability ai about so
Dok uni mu beto aso ba no kampese odi kan de wakira kwan ne numbers ni to go along the line said e be ya e bia grofo be fa obi ko tika mu be si fom enti munya mu phone ne se pen ni pipa na opese odi throw number na natural fat ho no na fi dok nto aso mfa mai minim se Kumasi the location at Asamaso taxi station on side on
from taxi station okoye ho no unkuta ka kra walking distance
I see
so
how for you we are Accra there
Dansuma runabout.
Wow.
Odu Dansuma runabout your friend baby King Solomon. A honor down we see.
No coupon near my class you. No we dear your boy wait to yaka.
Ade media ade I arsania huni dien nam. Enti I invested sabe ya oba how akuma betoyem. But I don't just oba that is the amount of money you're going to spend because of the diner issue on facility ne dear. This is how it's supposed to be. So we will be raha na kuma betonium. So to a laboratory no. I see. I'm rantage no muni na a lab scientist and akwalaba crane life scientists in kwa. Obenya bo trafa umoja dia test be a hu here relevant test. Sir and son ye dry day account. So these are laboratory department omujina ho boy jumasa no. Enti Accra ye wo Dansuman first runabout na udu wa usimeko new life from your party clinic. Obi abetro ye wa around King Solomon. Our first runabout. Ana Kumasi atasimanso. Taxi station wana ubusa drivers ne se meko new life from your party and also omo ebetro hona wako. Enche bia baby ultra modern building bia Kumasi. Ama makoma tom ye mama ebe for crash and cry de. Me number me studio betimi afre. Eye 0244 09 35 95
yes subium 0244 09 35
95 and 020
and we tell us 020
33 35 439 okay 020 33 35 439
good
now Teresa ya can me de bia me da so kan Vodafone e asemo
already
about de bia na Vodafone number no free order that it de me ma me fa we enso so na me nya okwan say obia wo ye bema na anajo ojo so more than 3 kan hu say wo yare anajo ye nyonso mprensa anajo wajo so ye 1 abro so ye twice because yes da enti se o sorry John so bebra na se wo na no na wo ye dai o se no e basa no so de yare foforo eba enti se wo no mu so se de en se o John so more than 3 anajo etu unsa anajo no John so no ye 3 4 5 6 to the point of John so almost about 10 ayare hosem odu ani be kire new life obi o ha o te Johnson nka onu bathroom okra no na sebe wa Johnson gu ne ho dada obi o ho nso a obehu se wadu washroom ho na nso obechim ansa na urine aba wachim nyina achi no bon se pressure Johnson de ba na enye eba na asebiaka ni nyina ntumi ama na ya ase ye ni du ana obehwe na ne bema no emu hyehye no ana emu ye ne ya sometimes to go private na ochima bon na nso fita bi fro bema mu ba ana sometimes ohwe na se unya lower back pain ya sciatic nerves na etumi create no emema bi ho munya sa pain na every prostate cancer because cancer ninya access to your bones na ma otoase efa osredom panim na eya o ya pa eno so etaye mema ne pa enti wo hu sa symptoms we bia eno so betumi abasa as a man o prostate cancer na bi o hawa ba ho na watu anamaba na hu ne say recently ujake anajo. I'm talking about sexual weakness.
Yeah.
And yes, na na wote. But nanse wo call ho less than a minute na ho asane. Obe koma dey no sorry bio. Oh, and no so prostate no ho can either enlargement or cancer no etumi dey dey eba. Ah wo do ani kire new life homeopathic clinical. Ya be hwe adi ho dwuma ama. Enti say ya time on enti mema o me number no dey twato na.
All right.
Meja kwan ya wa tasimanso he ya. Onye du atasimanso a taxi rank bi ho. No abusa o mo say and now the kasa oba atasimanso taxi station e wo Kumasi omusi taxi rank wa che drivers nsa oba new life homeopathic clinic ye wo muncha ho mbechro no aba ana crown so dansuman first runabout ye oba bi efro King Solomon e ho na be hu new life homeopathic clinic ya re bi etete wo odu ani kire new life a ye behwe adi ho dwuma ma me number ne ye 0244 0935 95 0244 0935 95 and 020 33 35 439 020 33 35 439 Minia Nyamishra pa
Doc Nyamishra mumfre Dr. Makaje na fe New Life Homeopathic Clinic omun solve your problems no ene o maye hu nerves no hia eni djuma hodo a edi right here to djuma dey so na we say nana edu science tutor TK and atwenebo akodua senior high school Kumawu also doc in fact Chelsea didn't win on silver platter against Spurs on Thursday night and we go again tomorrow against Brentford. To be frank, they have been a thorn in our flesh of late, but tomorrow we shall beat them. I salute the entire crew, especially Andy Kem and say Joe wherever he finds himself. Okay, Andy Betna Senafi, ya share a GPL matches are a basso dona so eso. Lawyer Kwambua for the day ebayu Sanso and okay, Lawyer Boafu say Man City will never think of erecting a statue for Yaya Toure simply because he's a black African. Lawyer will never disappoint. Okay, Clifford Cheba for Bichrim. And then say Bruno is far better than Kevin De Bruyne. KDB is a poor man's version of Bruno Fernandes. Bruno is way better than Kevin. All factors put together. Which players play around these two at club level? Mamin calls be some 3-4 minutes be enough enka yemra me wi wo fie ha sei frese ane fa wadwenkyere ebra 0551 444 933 0551 444 933 na yenwe wagenkyere ewo dwumadi so but GPL matches ayeba so no Aduana Stars ni nyina eba so nyame adom akina Aduana Stars up against Vision FC. Bechem United enya 3 points because into a Treman Emma. Dreams FC any Bibiani Gold Stars ebet sieni. Heart of Lions will be at home at Pando Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Ebeyom guests. Heart of Oak will be at Accra Sports Stadium and they will be playing against Mediema, SC Mediema. Baseke Holy Stars, Gazeli, and Emran Tieno, Omo ene Brekum Chelsea, and Dibesieni. Na afei so team ye friend Nations FC Inform Nations Omni Karela and so edebetata so na afei Samates and so betra Dr. Century Park Dr. Century baby awubia ye chiao anopei omne Accra Lions and the na afei Young Apostles eja ne wotumi omne Legon Cities and the BCN MC Alliance no I stars kakranti ma member am straight away na yenhwe games no sene hunsam esitie and the be mic na me na yenhwe games no hunsam kakra oh Nations Ivon Young Apostles omden eja ne wotumi eja ne wotumi omo ankasa tumi die
Go Stars
Dreams ni Go Stars Dreams will be playing at home.
Dreams will be playing at home.
Dreams will be playing at home.
I'm looking at They say Kotoko go stars match be a final for the two.
Yes.
Match be a final for the two because just a slip.
1 point in the dome them.
Just a
slip. Draw number can we in the crowd take you over.
Whether home or whether away games, the two teams need to show up. Dreams FC are picking from the last 5 matches, so here almost performance now. Go Stars again, almost so pick in the last few games, hoping say almost so a bit to me and making sure say it was their game against us was just unfortunate for them. Say has in a canity in the last minute they were disappointed, but in all has and so actually say Go Stars a buy no almost here one team as on team as show be a almost any team on team do on account. So Go Stars playing in a way. I think they have the guys already. And the last time I make us some attacking also man yes sharp. Roland, Charles Kamara need to support attack me very well if they indeed want to win the league. And I think say with their performance, say almost person winning this game league now. This is a game that they need to win. This is a game that they need to play above themselves. But Charles Karim Lito and his boys, almost team share Heart of Lions, ever share Heart of Folk at home. In the excess of my picky in their last 2 games. And that made the game very, very difficult.
Who is winning?
Double chance for Baby Go Stars.
Even though move away.
Yes.
Yanko has of hook mediama.
Has mediama.
Yeme Kotoko.
And I could tell you 3 games on my board at 2 million match. But away games no results in favorable for team and friend mediama. Has of folk in the first round, they Kotakwa share mediama. But Sevanko in the last 4 games for House of Folk, they are yet to win. Obi send a message say Mpam Watara na.
I say when I
Watara Pamo there. Say hello overdue.
Nko pamene dada.
Watara Olusu can me say me can man start season impo. Me nya dey go best start. Udi 14 for Ghana Premier League dey na season best start was started. And I agree at a point after the Kotoko game who say wa pick kakra but games are about in the last 4 games. It be a problem or no, but for me I think the chunk of the problem should
the problem is when you say it's a problem no a quality of players are the bottom line is that Mr. Watara says on identify players no can't say Ntoman so no one
no I can several times say has fans the nya but you bully we are and and he has assured them to no matter the material.
So who is winning? Hasbe and the
no, I feel media man win.
Oh, Accra's was
yes, I see media man. Yes.
I see. So, dreams are show more Accra. Nations are show more Accra. Media must show more grind. Just on my SBO.
Almost call baby any any.
Since that young apostles win 2-0 no.
Yes, someone to me win.
Heart of Lions versus Asante. At a point in time, Heart of Lions, so you're contenders.
Yes. And Doc,
but before that, Mame and Kaseme Proud say Honorable Loteua, former MPP parliamentary candidate for Odotobri. You are in the UK. I'll say, oh, enjoy show no Loteua. MPP parliamentary candidate for the people of Odotobri. Good morning and thanks for doing the listening. Awal,
okay, inconsistent result. Dr. Prosperity Ogum enya first round Heart of Lions count. Okay, if na nations show mo na against Legon Cities no more lose. And that game against Heart of Lions. Okay, Obin Junior. Yes, shared game na bia, and I think it was one of the results here Kotoko during the first round. And I think going at Panbu, Kotoko can make sure some bit, but for me, honestly, Doc, I don't see Kotoko winning that game
against Lions
because in as much as Omo winning some couple of games, Omo play no and said impressive, and per the experience that Lions have. We could do a Bin Junior, we Michelle Sapom, we Moisen, we Mahmoud, and they have some couple of good players who are doing massively well. For me, I think say Heart of Lions or more accelerator no, as a more put to break no, especially going to the second round because first round no, they were one of the teams on bet me my consistent performance. You also bet me a G League no, but at a point in time, Mama falter. For me, I think say the luckiest result I could bet me a draw. If win,
one of your favorite managers will be at bench, Bashiru he fought up against Asante Kotoko.
Heart of Lions are deep from as I was said, the last games on my bonina. It hasn't been encouraging. I think how they started and the GDA no so mo betimi a win the league at a point. I feel so much do baby on money say African Yokokra DNA BTMI. Until they are not giving it all, in my opinion. And looking at Kotoko, several Kotoko, then I still, after the Insuatema game, they are still yet to be defeated.
Yeah.
No matter how a performance they or through a news throw, among former park, almost game linear consistent, they are not entertaining the crowd. Kotoko is yet to be defeated. And I think Kotoko will pick a point in this particular game.
Heart of Lions in their last 5 games are in 1, a draw 1, and lose it 3.
Yes.
The needed confidence going to the game.
May I know Kotoko at least will pick a point in that game.
Adriana at home to Vision.
Well, just for academic purposes, Adriana, Vision soon you want team back home who am be disappointed by Vision. No quality level no of them.
But first on Andy, not they were doing at least
at home.
Yes, okay, yes.
At home. But Mr. Ranko, Adriana win in Doma.
Adriana will win in Doma. Nations against Karela.
Well, with the confidence and Nations are gathered after the defeat, beating House of Hook in a way, Coach Kasim Mingle assured anybody said first time he's going to win against House of Hook, and he won against House of Hook. The three-back Odeko boy, Oku Great Man, Oseko 4, and then Simpson. The kind of display, almost display in the game against House of Hook, super. And I hope say Omobeto also pressure number fame because pressure and then war and Nelson. But I think at home they win this particular one.
All right, happy birthday to you, Prince Owusu Kwatin. Prince Owusu Kwatin. We are Juma Ewo ECG Kokobin Business Center. Prince, a special happy birthday to you. Na menchia Michael and Susuo ECG. Denyame Michael, thanks for the good work doing over there. And yes, sorry.
Close to say my birthday, man. Until Nadam for be surprise smooth. Your friend Helen. Dorothy, yes. Or say Nadam for your friend Helen. Who did a birthday. Until you're wishing a happy birthday.
Helen, you know, I am a happy birthday.
Until that is number 1. Number 2, Madam Fubako Ewa Mampon. Your friend Boatma on also 18 a birthday. Both me wish you happy birthday. Samson Abuanim Easter Monday harvested on so basso on 21st Easter Monday or bonim. Afibia ya bo or my for dear say between any baby kakra share secondary school nim amane metimi akoye. This year is no exception. Until 21st April obia amra wa unti out no. But home days will be to an intentum not 21st and also about no team people born him no about the boy for the and so team yakoso.
Oh well, yes, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Me wish me friend be Abdul Wahab Mola and also in the birthday.
Okay. Oscar Menu of Oscar Mac Boutique. A very good morning to you. Good morning, CJ of CJ Collections and Nanas. Opaki collection. Sure, and say we're calling them Bruta. Opaki Aban big time. Who's that?